All right, welcome everyone. We have a very special interview here today of Strategy Talks. I'm joined here with Grathwrang, one of Age of Empires' most memeiest streamers. Welcome to the stream, Grathwrang.
Thank you very much, Gwen Franco. It's a pleasure to be here. I've caught a lot of your other interviews with some of the other folks
Very nice.
around the community, and just an honor to be here.
Nice. And as you can see, Grath is joining us live from his very real studio. I don't know what we're gonna. This is the Canadian X Center, the Canadian Grath Center. Is that what we?
We'll call it. I like to call it Grass Studios.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so now just to give a bit of background on Grathwrang, for those of you who may not be too familiar with his content, and of course, the purpose of these interviews, is for the archive, and so the people 20 years from now, if they wanted to know what was this Grathwrang fellow all about, they can watch these videos and really see that. All right, so back in January 2020, Grathwrang started out streaming in the middle of the night when he got off work as a PA announcer to unwind and chill out. Back then, he would stream for himself, playing Persians to a small loyal audience of friends and fans, some of whom are still around today. After losing his job as a PA announcer, he decided to invest his boundless energy into streaming. He went from strength to strength, quickly growing his audience with his special brand of comedy and an arsenal of memes, overlays, and characters. Grath combines AoE 2 1v1s with explosions, guest appearances of Luboy and crew, and memes controlled by the chat, resulting in the craziness loved by his community. Grath has hosted several special events, such as the professional 1v1 show matches, Forest Nothing Day supporting Team Tree's charity, and the Ring of Fire tournament series. Ring of Fire 2 used crazy 1v1v1 settings and featured some of the best in the game, such as MBL, ACCM, Nilly, Modri, and Hera. All contestants competed for a 1,400 prize pool, and Modri taking its first place of $700. Gath dreams to one day be a 2K player and has been happily documenting his step of his path on the streams for his fans. Recently, he started Twitch Plays Ranked, in which viewers can play ranked with the use of Twitch commands, something which may delay his goal of reaching 2K Elo. With 6,500 Twitch followers and around 479,000 views, Grathwrang is indeed on the rise, and his fans, like Midu says, the most important question today is, what is a Grathwrang anyway? So, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone, welcome Grathwrang. Welcome,
Well,
welcome.
welcome very much. That's that's an insane intro.
Explosions, explosions.
My
That's
dad's
very
probably
appropriate.
to help out. So thank you.
Yeah, yeah. It was and Midu and Sean of AOE helped a lot with crafting this. So I want to give them a special thank you as well. I know they're from your community. Thank you, Midu, and thank you, Sean of AOE or Sean on AOE.
Sean on AOE.
Yes, thank you. All right. Well, Gath, I want to dive right into it. This very meme-tastic interview. How did you get started playing Age of Empires?
So I originally got a CD in a box. I think it was a demo CD. Like when
Oh,
I was like 8 or 9 years old, I think. I feel like I don't know if I actually am not sure if I got the demo CD before or after I started playing Age of Empires 2, but it was right around when the game came out. I asked my dad, I was like, hey, can you go to the PC video game store and buy me a medieval ages game? That was all I wanted. I just wanted to watch like knights like attack each other and that kind of stuff, you know? And yeah, as he came back with Age of Empires 2 at that point, and I feel like it was because I had tried it out on the CD before. I don't actually remember anymore. But
okay.
this was so long ago. That was when I started, yeah.
So you had
Back in
actually
like
special requested a game like Age of Empires. What was sort of your inspiration for wanting a game of that type? Was there any?
um I want to say it was Kid in King Arthur's Court, like the movie,
Right.
the Disney, yeah, Kid in King Arthur's Court. For some reason, that just made me really excited about that. And it was like the first time I'd ever been to medieval times was around that age too, which is I don't know if I'm not sure how familiar people are with medieval times. It's like a recreation of medieval gladiatorial battles. It's all
Mm.
scripted, I think, or it's like it's all dulled weapons. So nobody actually getting like stabbed with the sword and stuff, but and you sit and you have dinner, and they serve you like a big thing of chicken. You eat everything with
Oh,
your hand.
right, right.
It's like, it's. they try to play it up and make you feel like you're in the meeting. They give you a robe and all that stuff.
I think
Yeah,
I've heard of that. I've heard, I've seen that in like TV shows and stuff.
yeah.
We don't have any of that in Trinidad where I'm from, but it's nice that you got to experience that. Okay, and that sort of got you interested in the game. How old were you when this was? It sounded like you were
That would
very
have
young.
been like 9, 10, 11 years old, sometime
Okay,
around then.
wow. So have you been playing Age of Empires like since then? You came
So
or yeah,
I played DM a lot when I was a kid. I
right?
played pretty much
Oh,
mostly that. I couldn't handle like the whole build order thing.
right,
And back when the game had first started on MSN Gaming Zone, like I think I was right when MSN Gaming Zone launched. I was like, I remember joining it, and I think I was playing some old like Doom game or something. I don't remember, like a Doom port or something. And then I got Age of Empires 2, and I was like, oh, this is on MSN Gaming Zone 2. And I started doing deathmatch, and there was a whole bunch of like deathmatch tournament. Like deathmatch had just become, I feel like it had just become
okay,
this a new hotness. And I went around and entered a whole bunch of those, and I started getting really, really good at deathmatch. And I won a um, tournament. I got a T-shirt from MSN Gaming Zone. I have no idea how high of an elo it was. I got a whole bunch of invites to clans and stuff after that, which I was told was a big deal.
right.
But I was like 12, 13 years old. I had no idea what any of that. It was just meaningless to me.
Wait,
And then I didn't really play much for like 3 or 4 years, and
okay.
I forgot all my hotkeys pretty quickly after that. And yeah, then it was just like every once in a while I would fire up the campaign. Like every computer I've owned has had AoE on it because I'll play like a campaign here or there, especially the Joan of
Right.
Arc campaign. But yeah, so it's
Okay.
been on and off. Yeah, sorry.
So you won a tournament, Grath? Is that did I hear this
Y-
correctly?
Yes, the prize for the tournament was a MSN Gaming Zone T-shirt.
So this means you're officially a legend then in the game.
Technically, the only people that I've found in the scene when I first came back, I went around and asked, like, "Do you remember me? Do you remember my username?" No one remembers me except Slam thinks he remembers me, and Magnolia is pretty sure that she remembers my username and everything that happened. So I was just
Okay,
like,
okay, by the way, could you like flip horizontal my webcam? By the way, it's like tripping me out.
"Okay, hold on."
It's like killing me. It's absolutely killing me.
Yeah, I
Is
got
it
you.
flipped? All right, nice, nice.
Okay,
Okay,
well,
okay. So
yep.
I do want to point out for the viewers here. You know, you hear about back in the days, Viper winning tournaments, Doubt winning tournaments, Slam Fi, the old school casts. We gotta solidify here today. Grathwrang, one of the original tournament winners for Age of Empires.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's a new meme. That's a new meme. Okay, so fast forwarding a little bit here from your pro tournament days. So Smidu, right? Is it Midru?
Midu underscore
Right,
Twitch.
Midu, right. So Midu mentioned that actually this was shown on AoE. Had said one night you were just chilling after your PA job and you just came and started streaming. Is that how it happened? In the dead of the night, you just decided to go online and stream?
So the very first time I went online, like less seriously, it was like December. It was December 17th of last year or of 2019, pardon me. And I just saw everybody streaming AoE. I was like, yeah, I think I could do this. And I turned it on for like an hour and I didn't get anybody in my chat. And I played like 2 games. I was like, all right, this is boring. I didn't have a working microphone, didn't have a webcam. So then like a month later, I was like, I kind of want to try this again. And I came home
Right.
like it's exactly as Sean's saying. I came home from a PA announcing. I'm like, yeah, I kind of want to try streaming again. I got nothing else to do, and I want to see if I can play the game in
Okay.
front of people. And I needed the other thing is I do fighting robots, and I do the
Oh,
audio video for the fighting robot club in my area, and
okay.
I wanted to learn how to do OBS specifically for that.
Oh,
The original reason that I even started taking it seriously at all and getting good at the production side was like, hey, I can apply this to
right.
the fighting robot club that I do. So
Okay. So that's interesting. It just goes to show you how life leads you in all directions, right? You're just doing your fighting robot thing, it kind of leads you to want to learn OBS, and all of a sudden you're a big time content creator on Twitch.
yeah, it was a kind of a crazy couple of months
Yeah,
from like March until like May of 2020, where I went from like having like 3 viewers to like 50, 60, 70 viewers.
nice.
It was kind of insane. I
And
was not
what sort of led to that rise in viewership, going from small time 3 viewer Andy to like a 50 viewer Andy, which puts you, I think, in like top 5, 6%.
Uh, like you're
at
asking
the
me like
time?
the
Yeah,
secrets?
like
How
no,
to
not
get
the secret, but like what's sort of going on with your stream that you were sort of able to build that for yourself without giving away your source. You can keep your source.
So the hardest thing I think for me to explain to people who know my stream, have seen my stream, is back then when I went from those numbers, I had almost no effects. I had nothing. I had no over. I had a very simple, very simplistic overlay, really crummy transitions. I was just like, I tried to talk and talk to every person in the chat was the main thing. It was just always be like available to chat with whoever was there.
Right,
Prioritize chat, playing the game. Um, just overall just really focus on being entertaining, even if I wasn't putting on like all the crazy stuff that I can do, like
right.
I've got sets or whatever. Like the first effect that I did was I just made 3 copies of my webcams and then cropped it around my head so it looked like I had 3 heads, and I did that after I had like 50-60 people that were
Oh,
watching me
nice. Yeah.
and so I have no I honestly, if it just felt like I was in the right place at the right time. I was also really active in a lot of other communities.
Right, right,
And now with the intent of promoting my stream. I've never promoted my stream on another channel once. I never said, "Hey, I'm a streamer," or "Here's my email. Can I have your opinion on how to do this as a streamer?" Nothing ever. All I ever would do is just support other channels that I liked
right.
and try to be nice to everybody as much as I possibly could. Just like be a nice person. And then if people happen to see me in the directory, be like, "Hey, that guy was nice. I'll give him a chance." And that's kind of how like I try to go through life too. Is it's just be nice to everybody as much as possible. And usually things will work out in your favor when you do that.
No, and, that's good. So it just goes to show you the people are here for just graph, even without the man behind the memes, he has a draw. That's what the people want.
I don't know
So you
about that
got to
now.
keep that in mind. Listen,
I don't know about that now.
no matter
Back
what
then,
we
maybe.
know, 50 people are gonna be there for you.
Yeah.
That's good. And you could see, guys, the memes are coming in live. So okay, so let's as the memes are coming in, let's kind of explain how your channel works. So this is all from viewers here right now, right?
Yeah, so I'm actually doing absolutely nothing. Like I can do some stuff. Like I have my own
Right.
explosion that I can set off, and I can, if I really want to, I can make hats and sunglasses drop down and stuff. Like like I can do some of that stuff, but most of the stuff I let the viewers have control of because
Okay.
it makes it feel more spontaneous. Like if I
Right.
do something, sometimes it feels really put on and forced.
Right.
Whereas if the viewers do it, it kind of gets its own kind of
Yeah.
thing.
So that sort of begs the question. Does it always, I mean, it can't always work out seamlessly, right? Like
Oh, so more than
just like now, as we're talking about buttholes on the screen while we're trying to figure out if it always works. So go on.
the amount of times I've had a train of thought interrupt. I swear to God, I've had like 3 genius ideas on stream, and they're gone forever because someone played or someone played
Oh
that's hot. Like
no.
I can't. It happens all the time, or I'm like, anyways, that's just kind of like the territory. But it's also like the most entertaining thing. Like I can't even, like, if I wanted to mess around with my stream by myself and just like make memes pop up, it's
Right.
never going to be the same or as funny as having 20 random people whose different ideas of what's funny and then sharing what they laughed at with other people through the meme and their reaction through whatever happened through the meme. That's just not, you can't replicate that. And then when multiple people all react at the same time with different memes and you see the creative way that they stack, like I'm pretty proud of the way that I have them layered on top of each other. Like I really meticulously make sure that they make sense when you play multiple ones at the same time, and it looks kind of humorous or something. Like it doesn't just look like mess. It kind of looks like there's a an order to it or something, if that makes sense.
Right.
So
Yeah, it does make sense. Okay, I just sort of full screened your OBS overlay onto my stream. So it's the full graph experience over here now. All
not
right,
bad.
so yeah, and was there sort of like a genesis for this? Was there like, I don't know, like how did you get the idea to incorporate memes into the stream in this way? Because I haven't seen anything like this before.
Okay. So originally I was just thinking like I wish there was a way people could react more on to like what was happening because I saw the emotes And then I
Right.
also saw that there's like the plugin has been around for forever that makes like the emotes pop up on your screen and explode and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, wouldn't it be great if you could somehow make the stream like instantly into a mini meme? Because I was looking at the clips that people take, and I was like, imagine if you could just instantly make an Age of Empires 2 meme out of a live stream with just by like playing stuff.
Right.
So like that, like so the idea for that, I'm trying to even I remember I was just going through a whole bunch of OBS streamers. So I want to shout out a couple. So this the Sushi Dragon, twitch.tv/the Sushi Dragon is one of my largest influences.
Right.
Um he builds the whole like this set that I have. He has like 20 of these and they're all fully animated, and his green screen and keying is so good that it all looks real. And he does a full video DJ. Like I can't even describe his screen. His
Oh
stream is
wow.
like craziest parts of my stream amped up. If you're a streamer and you've never seen twitch.tv/the Sushi Dragon, it's so worth like even like 20 minutes of your time just to go when he's live, just to go and see what he's doing. And also like so I just a lot of stuff I would try to figure out how to replicate stuff he did. So like the RGB effect that I have,
Right. Yeah.
uh originally I couldn't do what he did, which was make the actual person look. It just kind of took the silhouette and RGB'd it, and that was the way it was for a very long time. And it took a while for me to find the right shader filter that didn't crash OBS, that lets me actually do the RGB where it makes my whole like skin look like it's glowing. But I stole that. I just saw him doing that, and I was like, I'd really like to have like an RGB effect like that myself. And then so that's easy. Like just going and getting a filter from OBS, you install it, and then you apply it to like a source in OBS. It's not too complicated. Where it gets complicated is like, so if I want to have this face pop up, and then I want to have my head grow, and then have the head turn RGB, and actually I still haven't even solved. You can see when I fire RGB off, or when someone fires RGB off, it doesn't turn the face that pops out RGB. So there's
Right.
like, and so an example that I'll give you of a problem you have to solve when you're doing this kind of stuff is try and Google a solution to that problem. Make face pop up turn RGB. What search terms do you type in? Make one filter not RGB. Like, how do you start to phrase that question? Like, you can't. Such a ridiculous problem to even have in the first place. That like, oftentimes
Exactly.
I get to type novel phrases into Google that have never been typed before. Like, no one's ever asked that question before, because it's like, how do I like stack a OBS source inside of an OBS source that has a group inside of it? It's just like,
Jesus. And do you actually find solutions to these problems?
yes. So
Okay.
the best example that I would have would be I have a whole like late show intro.
Yeah.
So I was trying to figure out how I could make it so that I can live edit the text for like a preset intro thing that I can do.
Okay.
So rather than having a video program, I was gonna have a PC and have a video program that I have open all the time, and I can just hit render and render a new thing whenever I want to change the titles live. Instead, I figured out how to program the text in OBS to point to a specific file, like a specific text file, and then I have a program called Touch Portal that takes the Twitch API from the chat
Right.
and strips all of the stuff that isn't what I want out of it, and then puts like the text. So I can type !1 space
Okay.
and then like
Okay,
try hard to.
Grath, I gotta cut. It's getting a bit too tech heavy here. I can't.
No,
I can't
I'm
even
sorry.
process. I can't even
Sorry.
process 10% of what you're
Yeah,
telling me. Okay, all right.
I'm sorry.
I have a request. Could on Ludwig here, could you just make my face a bit bigger on his body? Could you
Yeah, sure.
make me a
So he's
little
gonna
bigger
bring
on
it
Ludwig?
more of his face.
Because this is on my stream as well now, so they gotta see the Guan too, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, I gotta keep the sexy up for the stream, you know. Not
We
that
can
you
make it.
don't add any. You add the bad sexy.
Oh,
I,
that's pretty
I
good.
I add the Caribbean sexy. This is good. Yeah, we can do it. All right.
That looks pretty. That looks pretty good.
Okay. Oh, somebody says perfect on the chat. Hey, Just Shredding. Good to have you aboard. All right. Gathering. Okay. So let's talk about. Run me through how many. Okay. How many memes are there?
How many memes are there?
Yeah. How many like
Okay.
memes are there?
Okay, hold on. I think I can. Is there a way for me to show this to you in a way that's simple? 1 second here. Let me see if I can. So if I do this, I'll just count. So the channel number of channel points that you can have on Twitch is, I think it's 48. I think it's
Right.
either 48 or 50. Those are maxed out. I think I took off 3 or 4 of them just for maintenance purposes, but I have every single channel point slot on Twitch filled.
Oh
Um,
wow.
Sources in my all. So I have a scene called All Scenes. that is where all the memes go. It's how all those things can get set off in every scene. It goes into every other scene on at the as the top source. So it has. I'll count the sources for you.
You're not gonna count to like 100, are you?
I have 58 separate
Oh,
sources.
that was fast. What the hell?
One scene. Yeah. So I have 58 separate sources just in this one scene, and inside of that, there's I have scenes layered inside of scenes, which complicates everything as well.
Right. So
Probably
you
actually around 80 to
so,
90 sources that are
okay.
like
So
activated
so
at any
that's
given
about
point.
90 memes, right? You got about 90 memes.
Approximately, yeah. So almost 100 different memes.
Wow. Um, do all of those get used?
Um, is some of them get less frequent use because they're more situational,
Right. How
and
many dead memes you have dead memes,
I
yeah?
cycle the memes up.
You have no, Grant, you have dead memes, okay?
Dead
Dead
memes.
memes. All right. Don't be ashamed. Be
There
proud. You
definitely
have
are
dead
dead memes.
memes.
So I used to use one called Hardcore Parkour.
Okay.
I get to say, I used to use one called Hardcore Parkour, which is a chroma
Right.
key out of the office of like the three guys jumping off of like a building from one episode, and I kind of that got really overplayed, so I stopped doing that. So I cycle them in and out occasionally.
Okay, okay.
But there's also some that are like staples that I'm never gonna get rid of, like that's hot and wipe yourself off, man. Like the wipe yourself off, man, was one of the first memes that I ever put on the channel. When I'd win, I'd want to gloat because I'm a piece of crap.
Right, right. Okay, so and do you have are there like any main memes? What are the main or characters? You got characters, right? What are characters on here?
So I've got the three main characters that I got are Lubov, which you're currently blocking his head here. I'll just quickly
I
pop.
don't know. I am
Last
Lubov.
one.
I'm not blocking anything.
You no, you trust me, Grand Franco. You don't want to be Lubov. Lubov has many traumas. I'm not gonna ask. Let's just ignore. We'll move on from Lubov. He's kind of a scary guy. I've got Barry the Beaver, and I've got Jeff the Wizard.
Right.
So they all got their kind of own personalities. The funny thing is, the first character that I had. So I originally decided to put myself in front of a garbage dump. Was how all the characters started. And there was a guy that just happened to be in the random picture that I picked. So I started
Right.
calling him Keith. And then I kind of started doing a voice off in the background saying Keith's gonna serve you his rat soup, and then that just
Right, so we got
kind of
Keith.
like, yeah,
So
I'm gonna cut his.
we got
Yep,
Lugov. We got Lugov. However that's pronounced. We got
Lupol,
Keith.
Barry, and Jeff.
Lugov. Can I see? Could you show me the others? See the
Barry.
characters here. Let's we got.
My
Oh.
name's Barry the Beaver. Live in a sneaky river. Um, just I like to log on to the internet. I'm so tired of hearing that voice. My name's Jeff. I'm a digitized wizard.
Wow.
Basically, I smoke lots of weed. Don't ask any questions. I'm a wizard. I can get away with it. And I hang out with the stupid beaver. Don't call me stupid, Jeff. It's, you asked me to come hang out with you. Yeah, right. I asked the stupid beaver to come hang out with me. Yeah, that's Jeff and Barry. They're sultry.
Nice. Who else do we got?
And we got and we've so let's see. Do we even have any other characters set up? I've gotten rid of most. I used to have a whole bunch of
Oh
other ones, but I
no.
stopped using them more frequently. So I had Uncle Jimmy, who was a gold prospector. I used to have the Age of Empires 2 heads, like the
Right.
god of Empire,
Oh,
and I would have
okay.
their faces cut out, and I would have a button, and I'd make them sing in chorus. I got some of that stuff gets played out, and then I do the same
Right.
old joke and force myself to kind of innovate by just like getting rid of stuff.
Okay, okay. So not only are there memes, but there's also in some elements of like comedy and improv here, right?
Yes, so
Okay.
I try to do like there's voice acting and all that, and I've got
Yeah.
like I'll do like breaking news. I'm terrible at AOE, that kind of stuff.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so even though there's a lot of madness going on here, there's a lot of method as well. And I would say some, not scripting, but some outline of scripting and some ideas on how you want to, sort of like entertain the audience at very specific times. Would you say that?
Yeah, so I especially before I used to have like entire plot lines written for the characters
Right.
where they would on like I had them go to a jungle, I had them go up in space and go to Mars. I had all different types of back like I just put them in front of different. I had them go inside. My favorite was when they went to the Large Hadron Collider because I
Right.
had one of them way down the end of a tube and go, Hello, I'm down at the end of the tube. Come help me, please. And it's just like, we can't hear you, Lubov. You're down at the end of the tube. So, I don't know. It's just it's
Okay,
time to
okay.
kill. It's way to kill time between the queue and then
Right.
burn off like nervous energy. And I like being goofy and writing jokes. And also, it also means I get to flex my stand up muscle because I tried to do stand up comedy and failed miserably. So I get to write really miserable, crappy jokes occasionally.
Oh, okay. So you know we're gonna dive right into that, my friend.
Oh
Stand-up
God.
comedy. Tell me more. What's this about that you just mentioned?
So I decided to. There's a in my second city. I don't know if you've ever heard of the famous comedy school, Second City. They have a school in Chicago and a school in Toronto. And I want to apply to that school because I was just like I want to apply to school. You know, I want to see if I can do comedy as living or whatever. And yeah, they the guy. If you've ever thought it was intimidating doing public speaking in front of school, imagine
Right.
you have to write a 10. It was actually a 15-minute stand-up comedy set, but it
Oh,
was
wow.
10-minute stand-up comedy set. And then you have to go up in front of the other 8 people that you're competing for a spot in the program and 5 professors. And the 5 professors sit there and stone face you the whole time. And none of the other people are going to laugh. They're all just going there nervous because they're reading their notes, like, because they know they're going to be the next one on. And that's who and you have to go up and do a stand-up comedy set in front of that.
All
Oh
right.
my freaking.
What is the program for?
So it was for Second City. So there's a college in Toronto called Humber
Oh,
College that
okay, right.
is a comedy school called Second City, and it
Oh,
was like a fully accredited comedy program. So I was going to apply to that. It would make me eligible for a whole bunch of drama
okay, nice.
stuff if I ever wanted to become like a drama teacher in high school or something. But
So was that like
yeah,
a scholarship competition?
it was literally just to see who gets spots in the program because there was
Oh,
120 seats,
wow.
so they
That's
hardly took
amazing.
anybody. So I just wanted a spot. They told me I had a spot if I wanted it, but the guy told me to just go and start doing stand-up comedy instead. He's like, you don't. Most people who come to they come to learn how to like present and like
Right.
do public speaking, not because they can't write jokes. It's like if you can't write jokes, then you just go and do stand-up until you're
Okay.
rid of trim out all the bad jokes that you write.
That's good
And
advice. But you know what? He
yeah,
guided you in the right direction at least.
it's soul crushing going Franco becoming a stand-up comic. I did that for maybe like 5 months. I think I
Okay.
did about I think I did somewhere between 8 and a dozen uh appearances, and I
Right.
had maybe one good appearance for like 3 minutes, and the rest was not good. The rest was feeling really bad and telling jokes and nobody laughing.
Oh
And I
no.
got booed off stage once, and I got one guy. The one time I went on and I thought I did okay. Nobody said
Right.
anything. It was like I got a few like polite applause and a couple chuckles, and then the comedian came on after and just roasted me for like 20 minutes, and I was just like, and I was like, all right, I'm not doing this anymore.
Oh my God. Okay, so for 5 months, our own Grathwrang was a stand-up comedian. It didn't go well. He bombed. How close was this to your AOE when you started playing streaming AOE?
That would have been like 6 years ago, 7 years ago.
Oh, that's a while ago then.
Yeah, it was between. So I went to college I got a liberal arts diploma, and then
Right.
I went back to school 2 years after that for mechanical engineering, and it was between those two. So it was
Oh
like
man,
five,
a
6 years.
liberal arts diploma. You could have written a whole set. People always make fun of us in the social sciences.
Liberal arts. Oh my god! Don't get me started.
Could have done your whole degree. Could have done your whole credit. You could have been famous now, Graf. I wish I could have gone back in time and helped you out. All right. Anyway, okay. So I wanna talk a bit. I wanna go a little bit deeper into. We talked a bit earlier about like your Twitch career. We spoke about it a bit, but I sort of wanna ask a bit more about it. I see you close up on me. Um, what I wanna ask you here about Twitch. Um, Tell me more about like the growth, the growth from then to now, sort of like the experience of becoming into your own as a streamer. What was that like?
Oh, there is definitely some growing pains.
Okay.
Um, I think the main thing when I first started was it just felt so rewarding because I felt like the more effort and time that I put into streaming, the more it paid off in terms of not just like money or whatever, subs
Right.
and all that, but just in like enjoying the stream and feeling like I was progressing somewhere with it. So to me, that was pretty huge. The one of the things that I think I enjoyed the most was coming up with other people. Like Big Mallow, I think he was streaming well before me, but he kind of came into the AOE two scene around the same time, and
Big
like
Malo?
Shadow, yeah, Big Malo,
Right, right,
and Shadow Crystallux was would be like another person, and I think there's
nice.
a couple. I don't want to forget it, like name too many people and like start forgetting people, but
Yeah.
there's like a little mini group of people that are all kind of came in the scene around the same time, and it's
Okay,
just really
nice.
cool to grow and feel like you have a little group that you belong to.
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah.
cool. All right, well, that's excellent. Um, okay. Can you tell me a bit more about the growing pains, for sort of the difficulties of the journey?
Oh, so what do I mean? What do you want to know, Guan? There's some pretty
We're
there's
digging deep
some
here,
made me
Grant.
really regret trying to stream.
We're digging deep here, like what shortcomings you may have had, stuff that you
I
tried
should
and
not.
work that you
I am the worst. I am the worst person that could probably ever be a streamer. I react so terribly to losing games, and
right.
I do it. I also, but I do pride myself on the fact that I react honestly. Like I don't put on a front when
Okay.
I'm streaming. I am
Right,
just
right.
being who I am, and I'm not trying to be like streamer guy extraordinaire. I'm just trying to like do what I want to do and have fun. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of people out there that their primary goal is to just make your life miserable on Twitch. And like
Yeah.
they just all want that's all they do. It's not even like I'm not even talking about like maybe drama or whatever. I'm just talking about people that all they do is they go around Twitch streams and try and ruin them.
Yeah.
Uh
Well, I
aside
get
from any
into toxicity later, so I'll ask you definitely more about that for sure.
all right. Other growing pains are my streaming schedule is totally messed up, man.
Oh,
I
right.
normally I stream 2 a.m. to 11 a.m. my time, which is very unconducive to healthy sleep and a healthy lifestyle. I do my best. The main thing is keeping sleep schedule consistent and keeping eating times as consistent as
Okay,
possible.
okay.
But it's not the best. I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think I don't know how much longer I'm gonna maintain the schedule that I'm on. I don't know.
Right. You mean the 2 a.m. streams, I think you do?
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, man.
Why do you do
It
2
hmm?
don't you stream full time now? Didn't you do you still
I
have a
like my
regular job?
the problem is that I love my time slot because
Oh,
I like when I have time to myself to think, and then
right.
that it's important that there's no one to bother me about anything. Like, oh my
Oh,
god,
okay.
there's a leak upstairs. We need someone to like. No, no, I need like 5 to 6 hours to solve
Okay, okay.
how to make the stupid more you know thing pop up and be properly imposed and all that stuff. Like,
Right, right.
it sounds stupid, right? But that's what I'm doing. Or figuring out logic for like an extremely long sequence of programmed meme stuff. Like for instance, hold on, this what I do. So that will be right back thing is actually pretty complicated. So that's like there's a freeze frame filter. There's a thing that pops up
Oh,
on
wow.
top of that. Then there's another thing that has to be timed, and it all has to like go back and then have another thing that a scene that turns on and off specific. Like there's a whole series of programmed stuff and it takes like five to
Okay,
six hours to
okay.
set up. And it's like like for a 3 second like this. That's it. It's gone. There's 6 hours of work. You know what I mean? Like
So
so
this
that's
is a lot
yeah.
of graphic GFX experience. Where did you get your GFX experience from?
Mm, I self-taught. I learned as I went on Twitch. Actually, whenever I basically every time I came up against something that I didn't know how to do, I would just figure out how to do that thing. And sometimes the results are like a character's face being photoshopped out instead of
Right.
me figuring out how to do like a proper snap cam filter or something so that their mouth looks like it's moving. No, I just do what looks and works good enough and
Right.
like and then kind of feeds into my own aesthetic.
So you're just self-taught then, right?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't have any formal video editing
Oh wow,
like
that's
experience or
amazing,
anything.
Grant.
No, all by myself.
I'm a professional wedding photographer and cinematographer myself.
Yeah.
And but the thing is like I can't do like any of this stuff. This is like the hard line for me. I can edit a wedding very well, but anything with crazy GFX I can't do. So I always see your streams and I'm like respect, man, because I know like as a videographer myself, I know what
Yeah,
goes into all of this.
like the custom rotoscoping is probably the most time consuming and the hardest to do. So like
Right.
I have a fix it, and that was actually pretty difficult to. That was like 2 or 3 hours
Okay.
of chroma keying.
So, and so you have a community that you built up for yourself.
Yeah,
Tell me about the Grathwrang community, or what do you call them? What do we call us? Because I'm in the
the
community
Rat
as well.
Gang.
The
We
Rat
call them
Gang.
the Rat Gang, and we were given that name by MBL, who couldn't figure out what the heck I was
Nice.
called. Oh my god.
Okay, MBL coining. Nice
Yeah,
memes.
yeah.
But
MBL coined it. It was after. Oh my god. I just let him talk. I don't know if can you hear it on your stream? I don't know.
no, I can't hear it. Hold on, I'll put up your stream. Wait. And never, there's
I'll
a delay in our stream, so I can't do that. Never mind.
Oh crud.
Did you break it?
OBS. Oh, are you okay? Hold on.
I can
Is
see.
OBS okay? Give me a
Yeah,
second.
OBS is
Okay.
okay. OBS is okay.
We had a bit of a meme overload there for a second.
Yeah, yeah. I
Uh,
went in your chat and I told them where are all the memes. So now they're going crazy.
guys, chill out.
No, it's
So
fine.
my
We could
computer's
hear.
doing the virtual camera and the stream at the same time.
It's alright. We could play the NBL thing later. It's not too important.
Hold on.
Right. So you have the Rang, the Rat Gang. Pretty
Yep.
nice. Wait, can they hear the memes while the
On
interview's going on?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Oh
For
no.
sure. On my stream, they hear the memes, they hear the explosions. There's a guy yelling, ah, it's great.
I, it sounds like it'd be very difficult to concentrate. But that's all
Oh, it
right.
is. It's incredibly difficult, but I've gotten used to it, Juan Franco.
Listen, if your audience is used to it, that's all good. All good. Because the video won't have the meme sound, so that's fine.
That's fine.
Okay.
You can borrow it from my channel if you want to.
Yeah.
You can like impose the audio track over later. I don't know.
Okay, so right. So the Wrath Gang, when did your community start like coming into being, when you because I guess they're going through phases, right? Because when you started off, it was just a small, tight-knit group of friends, and now there are people that only know you as the AoE meme lord. So how did the transition through the ages come about?
So there's two big like turning points for the channel's community, which one was back when I was in April, May, June of 2020. I was overloading my laptop as I was adding all the video effects, and my community came together to buy me a PC. I didn't ask for it.
Oh,
I
that's nice.
didn't. They were just like, "We're buying you a PC." They started a fund. They paid for just over half of it. So they're the reason that I have like a fancy PC and I can do all this stuff and it doesn't completely just melt down every time something goes down. It's the case. Basically, before I had to limit it so that only one meme could go off at a time or it would break,
Right.
which
Oh,
got
okay.
really bad because if 10 people set off of memes, then it's like you have like 3 minutes of memes going
Oh
off nonstop.
no.
All none of it is conducive to what's happening on screen. So people could see the need for it. They paid for it, and that really brought the community together. And
Nice.
then as a consequence, I started hosting more and more high level show matches. I'm like, you guys gave me this PC. I want to put good content into it that's better than me just playing 1v1s. And I want to stream like show matches of high level players so you guys can that I can be the channel where you can watch pros players, but you have memes on it. Unlike every
Nice.
other, like you can laugh at the pros as opposed to taking it super seriously. Was my kind of
Okay.
feeling with that. And then the second point was when I hosted Rangifier 2 and I got my community came together to fund the prize pool for that. It
Oh,
was a $1,400 prize pool, all
oh
funded by the
wow.
community.
That's
Yeah,
great. Yeah, so I mean, definitely, congrats on cultivating a community for yourself. It sounds like you have a lot of love and support. That's important. Um, so yeah,
absolutely.
great, man.
I'm
Um,
incredibly lucky.
yeah. So do you have like any Twitch? I mean, we know what what your AoE goals are, but what are your Twitch goals or your content creator, your esports goals?
I want to be able to support myself as if I was working like an okay full time. I think my
Right,
short term goal is definitely making as much as if I was working a minimum wage job full time. That's short term. And then long term would be to be able to afford to like live off of Twitch like on my own. Because right now I live at home with my parents. I was a
right,
public. You mentioned I was a public address announcer. You don't make much money working in the entertainment business at any level.
right, right.
I was trying to do that and become a voice actor. and that was not a very lucrative. It was decent. I'm one of the better what paid public address announcers in Canada, but it's not a living's worth of income.
Okay. So, is there a story behind how you got let go from that job? I don't know if that's too personal. We don't have to share.
It was literally just COVID. So it's hockey, right? So I
Right.
worked for a hockey team, so all of hockey got shut down because of COVID, and I had nowhere to work.
Oh,
It's literally that simple. There's you can't. So PA announcer stands for public address announcer.
right.
So you don't need an announcer if there's no public to address, right? Like,
Are you planning to get back into that
uh,
once things
that's such,
reopen?
that's like such a hard. I'm fighting with that right now.
Okay.
Because there's the case numbers are ambivalent as to whether or not they're going to spike, and we're like
Right, of
we're
course.
at the beginning of a fourth wave or whatever in Canada,
Oh, shit.
and so it seems like a really bad decision to go inside around a bunch of people that won't be wearing masks, the players and ref,
Of course, right.
in a confined space while cases are spiking with a variant that's 300 times more. Like I want to do it so badly, and I
Oh,
can't.
so you
It's
want to go
really
back out there then?
I want to. I
Mm.
live my dad's like late 70s, my mom's early 70s. Like it's not safe for any of us.
Right, right, right.
I'm semi immune compromised with a stomach issue I had as well from a few years
Oh, I'm
ago.
sorry to hear
I
that,
don't really
man.
want to test to see, like, I should be fine now, but I don't really want to test and find out. Like I'd prefer to just, like, not do that. Right?
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I mean,
I
a
like
lot of, some people look down at like living home with parents, but I'm renting out on my own, but I wish I could go back. The money to save and rent by going back home, man, it's like, I want to go back home, but
yeah, I
things
wouldn't be
that
able
wouldn't work
to
out for
have
me.
the
Yeah.
stream set up I did, I don't think, without it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You get these cramped ass apartments as well, like jail cells.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
like it's like
The cost of
freedom,
living,
but not really.
yeah. Cost of living is insane in Toronto too.
Right.
Like it would cost me more than double to move out on my own,
Ah,
which is
that sucks, man.
I can't afford. That's like it would be almost all of the money they make from Twitch every month just to be
Yeah,
able to live.
so dumb.
It's I'd never have any savings. If something goes
Yeah.
wrong, I'd be completely screwed.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
But are you planning to like branch out more beyond just Age of Empire stuff? In
Yeah,
terms of your content creation career?
absolutely. Yeah, I am.
Okay, nice.
What do you
Oh, you
want?
got. Oh, you
What do
don't
you want?
gotta
What?
say that. So it sounds like you got some secrets in the works.
No, no secrets. Just I don't think that far ahead. I just know that I'd eventually like to do some more permanent
Right, right.
content, like
Yeah, like a
more
man of the
timeless,
moment.
yeah, timeless
Okay.
content on YouTube, and then I will want to expand to other games. I'm considering Battlefield 2042,
Right.
uh, because I used to be really good at FPS. So yeah,
Okay, okay. Nice. Well, great. Well, I certainly wish you luck in that, branching out. I hope it works out for you because if it does, you can really be making some impact there and really supporting yourself even further. I know, yeah, man, because you watched Devin Nash, right? I think I think like a year ago we talked about Devin Nash.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you watched Devin, yeah. I
yeah.
remember earlier you were talking about sort of like watching. You were mentioning that earlier on in your career, you had some trouble with viewership. He released a video the other day, so I just wanted to like sort of, give some advice to the streamers in the chat because I know we have some streamers here, and sort of what he was saying is that people the way how they look. He was talking about how the top 1% streamers, thank you, how the top 1% streamers like sort of keep track of their progress, and he says some of them don't even like they disable the live counter. They don't even want to see how much viewers they have in a moment. And he
Wow.
says a good thing to do is instead of watching how many views you have day to day, oh today I have 10, oh tomorrow I have 50, but yesterday I had like 60. What you do is you look at the viewership over time, so you keep track of your trajectory over a few months. And I think like for most people, there's usually like some kind of growth, right? I think like for most people experience some growth. So, if anybody is out there, struggling with your sense of self-worth as a streamer, you can sort of like look into that as a tool to sort of like ease the pressure, you know. Anyway, but
Yeah,
back to the
yeah,
interview though.
absolutely.
So I kind of want now to go into just sort of Age of Empires 2 as a game. And it's funny, this is an Age of Empires 2 interview series, but we're only now getting into it like 45 minutes in. And I want to start it. I do have a story for you, Graf. I don't know if you remember. So we've actually faced on the ladder twice.
Oh, yes, yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
I did win both times, but neither here nor there. But I do have to say about the first time we fought on the ladder. I was I think I was doing like I was challenging myself to play like new civs. So I was playing Aztecs and I was getting spanked pretty hard a few games in a row. And I got like mercilessly beat up by Roxy, who's now like what freaking 1600 elo.
Yeah.
So then I was doing a new build. I was starting to get into the build and I was starting to win. And then I faced you on the ladder. And I remember you had Franks. And I hate, if anybody knows me, you probably see me on Twitter. I hate Franks. Worst step in the game. Delete Franks, nerf Franks, get him out of here. So anyway, you were
Uh,
playing Franks and I was playing Ethics. And I was like, oh, this guy is gonna like destroy me. And I was losing like pretty hard. But then like somehow I managed to come back in the game. But we had like it was like a super long fight. And I remember it was so at the end I was like, oh man, I can't believe I won this. You know, Grath was like destroying me there. And I did go to your stream, and like I think you had you had just finished like a raid session, and then you had
yeah.
gotten up to like go use the bathroom or something, and I was like, oh no, I hope that I was thinking, well, I hope Grath isn't upset with me, but I think I sort of learned that you just sort of have your process in dealing with rage, as you mentioned earlier, right? Like you get upset on stream and you let the emotions flow as they are.
Yes.
Yeah, so it was just funny because I remember I was feeling so bad. I was like, "Oh man, I hope he's not upset with me or anything." But in my mind, I was
Oh,
like,
it definitely
"Oh,
was.
he played so well," and I was like, and I remember because I think you were like high elo at me, and I think like you reached higher than I've ever reached, and I was like, so I felt good about the match. So with that in mind, that very long story about me beating you in a match, which probably didn't need to be that long. Why don't you share some more about maybe you as a player and your experiences with, rage, I suppose. I don't know if I'm phrasing that right, but I know if you get the question I'm trying to ask here.
I really wish I know your viewers can't hear, but I know mine can. But basically, what I could say it out loud for you. Down here, salt is a way of life. Down here, the
I see the
environment
meme.
down here is
We see
salt.
the
The
meme.
ceiling salt, the floor is salt, the walls are salt, and to a certain extent, the air is salt. And you breathe that in, you can
Right,
constantly taste salt. That's kind of the situation. I just it's I want to win. I hate losing.
right,
I want to be really good at the game, and I feel like I've put a lot of time and effort in. And when I see people that I feel like don't do that, I get frustrated. Doesn't matter
right,
if it's actually true or not. That's what my brain is telling me.
right, right,
And I've tried to explain that to people before that it's stuff that like if you take someone serious if you're gonna take someone seriously after a word, the 5 seconds after they lose a really frustrating video game, you're crazy. That's the worst possible time you can ask anyone a question
I
about
know what you
anything.
mean. Yeah,
And
yeah.
yet every time that happens, I'm live in front of however many people.
Yeah,
And I never, like I said, I told you before, I never wanted to be a streamer. I had no idea this was gonna happen. I
right.
that's not was my I like when I'm a PA announcer, I'm in a booth, like up in the sky. Nobody can see me. I'm just some anonymous voice, and I don't have
Right,
to be around people or be nice to anybody. Like I like being nice to people, but I also really like my privacy and being separated from everybody. And it feels like when I lose, I'm being thrust in front of people, like in the opposite way. If that makes sense. So I get really like upset and hot under the collar, and it feels like honestly a lot of what it is just feeling embarrassed that like people watching me like lose. I don't know.
okay. And if I may share as well, like I feel like the exact same way as you. For me, I thought about my your tenacity in a way because like I could only play a few games of AoE before I start getting really upset. And then I get to the point where even when I win, I'm like, well, I didn't fucking win hard enough, like I should have beat that guy 15 minutes ago, like why is it taking me so long to beat these people? And then
Yes.
I see you out there like grinding like mercilessly day after day. And I know you have one of the most you have one of the highest count games.
Yep. I'm seventh in the world at the moment. I just hit
Yeah.
5,000 today.
So I look at it and I'm like, man, if I could grind like that Grathwrang guy, I so admire that spirit. I don't have that spirit. That's why I don't play I started off streaming, playing the game. But the reason I got into these interviews is because like I really just couldn't muster the spirit. So I said, well, let me try something new since This is working out for me. So if I could put that into a question,
Yeah.
um, you have the seven most games played of Age of Empires.
Mhm.
What does that mean to you? How do you feel about that?
I'm frustrated that I'm not higher elo. I would
Right,
trade. I would trade that in a second. I would play 1/5 the games that I've played if it meant that I would get 200 or 300 higher elo at this point, because I don't feel like I have gained as much from playing those games as I would have if I had somehow found the insight to
right,
analyze just fifth of those games. My issue is that I'm just not the, like it's easy to say, well, just analyze more of your games and you'll improve. It's such an easy thing to say.
hmm,
I cannot do that. I do that a lot, but I cannot do it every game, and in particular, I can't do it on stream.
right,
Um, Not only do I not have the insight to understand why I lost the game in a lot of cases, because you just can't. If you're 1200, 1300, all the way up to like 1600, you're not going to have in most cases the insight necessary to understand truly why you lost that game. You need someone better than you to tell you like, oh, you didn't do this, you missed this, you forgot to do this, you could have done this. So it's very difficult to improve because most people don't have access to that for all the games that they need to have to
right.
learn that. I feel like with streaming, you're given the illusion that you have that a little bit because you have people in your chat that maybe they're even higher elo than you. Maybe they're even super high elo. Maybe it's like Survivalist hangs out in my chat in backseat. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's not the same as like
right.
having the games that you know that you could have won analyzed by someone and then explain why.
Okay, okay.
Right?
All
You get
right.
me?
Yeah,
I
because
it's it's
I
such a
have
subtle thing. Yeah.
yeah, I'm sorry, because
Sorry.
I have some of that. I have some friends that I made last year playing arena. A few of them are high elo now, 16s, 18s, and I throw some games here when they watch it for me. You don't have anybody around that can sort of like do that for you as well?
So I've been getting some coaching from Survivalist.
Oh,
There's
that's
probably a
nice.
few people in my chat that I could ask for help, but I also have enough like straight up I have enough channel points in like 8 or 9 different streams between all this back when I was like being really super generous before
Right.
pre-COVID and um just that and just being around a lot of streams. Like I can get one from Moonfaller, I can get a analyst
Okay, okay.
analysis from Spring. I think Slam. I think it's Slam. I don't know if he still has his channel point thing activated. Um, yeah.
All right. Well, I know it
So I
as, you
that
know,
route that way is better because then they're obligated to try and make it as educated
right,
as their
right.
own stream, right?
Yeah. Well, I know it can be awkward like asking people for things, It's
Absolutely.
yeah, especially you don't want to like make the relationship weird. So it's definitely something to try to relate with. I would say though, maybe I have an idea. We probably thought of it already, but as you're getting, pretty you're getting more and more popular, your stream's getting a bit bigger. I think there are like some pros who their streams aren't doing like as well, who are like now building a stream. I could see like when you get a bit more up there, people it could actually be advantageous for them to sort of like come in and work with you. Because they can get some exposure for their own stream, and of course you can get some training. But of yeah, anyway. All right, so I mean, so you were very honest just now. I want to applaud you for that. Just sort of saying, I have all these games played, but I still want to be, a bit better. Um, what are like your current elo goals, like your current ladder goals right now? You 2000. I know that's the end goal, but are they like phases you have? You have like an end of year goal, anything like that?
Mm. Um, so the reason I even have that goal is because I feel like I can do that.
Right,
I wouldn't have a 2K goal if I didn't sit down and then feel where I'm slow in the game and know that I can be faster at doing those things that I'm slow at. It's very hard
right.
to explain it on stream to people and be like, I'm slow at doing this, but I know like if I practice it 6,000 times, I'll be better. Because that just sounds insane. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't really have short term elo goals. I don't care about any number. I would say I wouldn't even care about any elo number I hit unless the next one would be 1,500, I guess, just
Right,
because I haven't hit 1,500. But even then, I'd be like, okay, that's great. I don't want to hit 1,500. I want to hit like 1,800. 1,800 would be like an actual realistic goal that I'd like to hit. Um, so I'll go back to poor Shadow Crystallix. Shadow Crystallix, I used to beat. We both started playing D around the same time. I
Yeah.
used to beat him. I had a show match against him, I think, and I beat him back in January of 2020. Now
Okay,
he's like
okay.
a 17XX guy, 16, 17XX, and I'm like down here around 1100, 1200, 1300. So
Right.
I mean, if you want to see the difference, how to do it right versus how to do it wrong, like is it intelligence versus I don't know what it
Right.
is. That would be
I
the two
mean,
extremes to compare because we started almost the same time and I used to beat him and now he beats the crap out of me. So
who knows? Everybody's journey is different. Even me, like, I dipped down to like 1130. That's like what, 2 weeks ago? It was
oh
the
yeah,
most frustrating thing in the world. I was like,
yeah,
what the hell is going on with me? Like,
I've been there.
God damn. Oh man. But anyway, okay. So, that's a bit about your journey and do you have like any other frustrations? It's such a weird question. Do you have any other frustrations, Brad, with sort of the
I
climb?
haven't
But I do.
like
The reason
I'm
I'm asking is because I usually only talk to like pros, and they're useless with the getting information about these things. And I think it'd be a good opportunity for people to sort of get like the low elo experience from us, so to see like what a grind
by
is like.
I do have one thing. By far the most
Yeah.
frustrating thing is trying to learn how to play a game that's changed every month.
Okay.
You think you learn civ balances, you learn a trick, you learn a build, you learn how to exploit certain things that exist in the game, you understand how villager pathing behaves in certain way, and then they change it. And that happening over and over again, it doesn't affect a 2K player because they have such a solid skill basis on. But when you're
Right.
trying to build that skill basis, it makes it almost impossible. The best example I can think of is, do you remember when night pathing just didn't work?
Yeah, yeah.
Like it didn't work. The game was completely different from how it is now.
That's
Like,
true.
imagine you working like, I spent months learning that meta, and then that meta fell apart, and then I was terrible for 2 months, and I feel like I lost development time as a result of that. Like, that
Oh,
wasn't just like, "Oh, I have to relearn."
right.
That's like a no, I literally, like, lost the skills that I was developing because they don't apply anymore. Like, there's lots of little examples I find, with AoE that have piled up, and part of the reason I think that the game was so renowned was because it was so stable for so long. There was, like it was what it was for so long, even before Voobly came out, like,
Right.
uh,
Okay, okay. That's interesting insight. That's
mhm. Like,
because
I can give a
nobody.
really if you want a specific example, of the thing that drives me nuts on in this vein, um, if you ever go to place a house or a building and then your villager stands in the center of it, I can explain why if you want. It's
Yeah,
it's,
go on.
so if you do that in single player, like on a local game without any network connection, you will never do that in 1,000 years because what the reason people do it is back in HD or AOC, I don't remember which. You would place a building and then the villager would walk away and then walk back towards the building before it hit the first time. So if you
Right.
wanted the villager to hit the building faster, you would right click as soon as you would right click the foundation as soon as you place the building so they didn't walk as fast.
Okay.
Um, if you do that in DE, your villager ends up standing in the middle of the foundation because the foundation goes down, but the server side server
Oh,
has registered that the building's down before you hit right click because the clicks happen so close together, and thus you end up standing in the center of the foundation. So it like something that has been in the game for literally like a decade plus is changed, and there's people that their entire like imagine how much that would affect quick walling, right?
right. Yeah, of course.
Like that, or just the timing of dropping like quick gates and stuff like that. And look at quick gating. Look how prevalent quick gating. That's just gone now. That's changed. So if you got really good at which I used to be really good at quick gating, that's now it's just not relevant because
Wait,
people can
when did
whack it.
they when did they change the
They,
quick gating? Oh, they lowered
they,
the
they
armor.
nerfed they nerfed the armor by a lot
Right,
on
right.
completely ruined the ability to trap
Yeah.
people with quick gate.
Well, it's that's why I like this opportunity to talk to you because you're definitely right. It's something that hasn't come up before on the stream. It's like changes to the game can like drastically affect like a more inexperienced player, because like things you're used to could take like a long time to now readjust to. Like if you take a month off and then all of a sudden nights are back again, it's gonna
Yeah.
be like, well, I
Imagine
wasn't
you were
prepared for that.
gone like in that period when the knights the pathing was fixed all of a sudden. You come back and all of a sudden everything knights kill everything again. You're like, I can't play anymore. I'm now 900 elo. I was 1200. I dropped down to like a 1033 when they did that from
Jeez,
12.
wow. Okay. All right. So, this sort of feeds into, sort of your ideas on AoE opinions and balance changes. Well, you sort of told us a bit about how you feel about balance changes to the game. Do you have any do you have any more thoughts on the balance of the game?
There's too many civs. You
Too
can't
many
balance
civs, right?
37 civs. I don't care who says that this game is the most balanced in every. No, it's not. Have you ever played a game and it feels impossible to win, even though you're playing someone that you know is worse than you? The
Yeah.
game is not balanced. I'm sorry.
It's balanced for
There's
pros, not
there's
for
so
us.
many situations like that though. Like
Yeah.
Teuton's anyone versus the Teuton's late game almost. You're just like, what do I do? Like he's
See,
got a
this
bajillion
this
powers that
is
all
why
fail
I'm
past.
glad I'm talking to a fellow loyal legend. Because the game is balanced for the pros, not balanced for the rest of us.
Yes, very true.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
crazy.
It's just too much. How are you supposed to remember 37 different tech trees? What? That's
It's kind of
crazy.
annoying,
If
man.
you played one civ a week, it would take you almost a year to play all the civs. That's crazy.
Yeah,
You can't learn.
I'm actually doing the thing where I play like the A to Z civs because
Yeah,
I feel like, well, I just have to like have to learn the
I've been
civs.
thinking about doing it too. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that's how I lost all my elo though. So good luck, good luck.
I gotta take it back. Read them, Grath. They're not hard to remember, says my chat. Says
Uh,
Sean. Reed.
that no, in the game, like in the actual game, it's impossible. Who doesn't have this armor? Who doesn't? Who gets a +1 here? Who gets a +1? You gotta remember Burmese. The infantry get +1 in each age or something like that.
Enemies,
Like you
classic
have to know
artists.
those things. Yeah, you can't just remember. Like there's an app, a phone app that does quizzes for AoE.
Yes.
I do okay on the quiz, but like in the game, it's super hard to like remember. So what I do now is like I pick a civ and during the loading up, during the finding rank thing, and then I meticulously go through the tech tree. I was like, okay, well they get this
Mm.
armor, they don't get that armor. I read over their stuff a few times, and I'm praying that sticks something. But maybe I need to do that 4 or 5 more times. Okay, so you're in disagreement with the balance of the game. You Yeah, I had something. You're gonna hate me for this, Graph. You're gonna hate me
Yeah,
for this, but
go for it.
I came
I
from
was
League of
ready for a
I.
lot of questions. I was ready for like you to be like ask people for the juggler, so I'm happy here. We're good.
I came from League of Legends.
Oh God,
There are like 150 characters in that game.
I'm so
So
sorry for you.
you put 157 this, I'm fine, brother.
Uh,
156. I'm sorry, I'm saying it. 156, I'm good.
there's 150 Pokemon. Nice.
I don't know if we have that many countries around from back then. We could start doubling up. You could Burmese East, Burmese West. We can do Aztec North, Aztec South. Like, I'm here for it. Anyway, that's enough memeing. Before I move on, any more opinions on like the balance? You just said generally, you don't think it's balanced, at least for our level of play. You want to go more a little bit more into that about how you feel.
Empire Wars sucks. And sucks.
Ah, I've only ever played like 5 Empire Wars. So I don't.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
It changes the game too much, in my opinion.
yeah.
That's all.
I feel like because
I,
I'm so much of like a competition lord. Like, I can't do the Empire Wars because I need all of my strength learning RM. You know,
mhm.
I can't
You
go
know what's
deviate
funny?
into Empire Wars.
I think what you said about how the civs are balanced for different elos.
Yeah.
I actually think Empire Wars might be balanced at high elo. Like it might actually be balanced for like 2K level.
Well,
And I think it may never work at low elo because there's just like when you give Empire Wars settings to a pro, they have so many more options than they would normally
right.
have compared to like giving it to a low elo player where they're just like, there's so many things I have to do. Like it's, I feel like I'd way rather be the pro player like 100 times out of 100 just because I'm like, okay, I can do this, that, and see all the possibilities instead of being like just terrified of them and having to make all those decisions so
Right.
fast based on so little information. So I think it's way better. It way more favors the pros who have just they have the
Yeah.
depth they need to.
Well, I was watching the Red Bull Wololo way, of course, over the weekend like everybody else.
Oh yeah,
And I was just at one point I think to myself, okay, I see scouts, I see skirms, I see archers, I see spearmen. These people are literally making every freaking field age unit possible. There's no way I could do that at my elo. I'm like, get the hell out of here with this mode. I'm sticking to
yeah,
my RM. Don't
yeah.
ask me to make all that. I'm
Yes,
good, dog. I'm never.
that's my. I was like every game seems to either be like an all in feudal or like just like an absolute slog. I'm like, this is crazy. This
This is
is
crazy.
I like. I wouldn't mind. I don't mind watching pros do it. I don't want to do it. I agree with you
Okay.
there for sure.
Have you played the Age of Empires 4 open beta?
Nope.
You didn't play it?
No, I have not.
Are you planning to play Age of Empires 4 when it's out?
I already purchased it.
Oh, okay. Don't say
I
that out loud.
purchased Age
People
of Empires 4,
people
and I
don't
will
like free
play.
purchasing.
Okay. So I was thinking about playing the demo. My
Right,
whole thing, one, is I don't like doing what everybody else is doing.
right,
Like, there's some big event that happens, and everybody puts out their old video about like the new tier list with the new civs and
right.
explaining in depth with the new civs. Like, I'm more inclined to make a new civ say 5 ways that you shouldn't make the new civ like make you a cup of coffee in the morning, something stupid like that. You know,
Right.
yeah, I want to do something that's not what all the other. If I'm going to do
Okay.
something else, I was like, I don't have anything new or unique to do with Age of Empires 4. I kind of
Okay.
just want to see how it works. People can go to all of these other streamers that are gonna have way better insights than I do because I'm salty anyways at best.
Uh,
Uh, so I was like, I'm just gonna wait for it to actually come out, and then I'll play it when it actually comes out until I get sick of it. My here's my honest impression is that if I saw the game the way it is now, I would not purchase it. From what I've seen
oh,
in
okay.
the
Very
demo
interesting.
so far. I would wait to purchase it before I purchase it until I got to see actual gameplay, and probably until I saw pros play the game. Like, even me now, that's kind of what I want to do. I just can't because I'm a streamer, and it's kind of like people want me to play AoE4, so I'm just gonna
Right,
do
right.
it. Whatever, $60 to make my community happy and help people out. So that's
Okay,
easy.
nice. So you do plan to play it when it comes out, at least.
Yes, absolutely.
That's very nice. Okay, I mean, definitely want to see Grathwrang presents Twitch play Age of Empires 4, By the way, I remember, I was gonna tell you, like, if I had met you on ladder, my friend, and you spanked my ass with Twitch plays Age of Empires, I was gonna find you and I was gonna hunt you down, my friend.
Go on. There's 7 human beings on this planet that have actually lost the game.
Uh,
Right?
oh my, I mean, that's their own
Being
fault
one of
though.
those people, you have to have that conscious on the rest of your life. Like, oh my god, I lost
It's,
people in that chat.
yeah. I feel like it is on you if you lost to that though. Like if you lose to that, you can't blame anybody else, right?
No, oh no, that's 100%. If you lose to Twitch plays rank, you earned that loss. That
Oh
wasn't a fluke.
man. Oh man, amazing. Okay, so what do you think's gonna happen? So okay, you said you didn't like the look of AoE4. Could you give me a bit more about what about that you aren't feeling?
Okay, so I can show any game of Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition to someone who has never even seen a video game before.
Right.
They'll have a very solid idea of what's going on. Oh, that dude has little walkie dudes. The other dude has archery dudes, and the archery dudes will shoot the little walkie dudes before they get to the archery dudes. So the archery dudes have an advantage. Like, you can just see that, instantly pick up on what it is. Age of
Yeah.
Empires 4, I'm just like, everything is kind of like dull shaded and difficult to discern. And why do they have long sticks? And what the hell is that big gold thing? And I don't understand where. And then they attacked each other, and they kind of just look like they're like this, and then some of them fall, and you're like, who won? What color was that? So that's my impression. That's my impression of Age of Empires 4. None of it is very conducive to sucking new people in. Ironically,
Right.
it's really good at sucking new people in. So maybe I don't know anything. I have no idea. That's why I'm going to stream it and just ignore my own opinion.
Okay. I mean, we'll definitely see. Do you think it's gonna take over AoE, the
No.
franchise? Do you think AoE 2 is still gonna survive out there? What
Do
do
I
you
think
think?
it'll take over the franchise? It could actually. It could very well could be accessible enough that it becomes super popular. That happens all
Okay.
the time. Really, really complicated games get dumbed down and simplified, and they become super popular.
Yeah.
Think about like the maze run games that are on phone, where you're just like moving your thing back and forth, right?
Right.
Uh, those are like huge multi-million-dollar games or multi-billion-dollar industries. Are those goofy little games on your phone?
Yeah.
So I think a lot more decides on it's more important what if people decide they like it than even if it's actually a good game. Um, which
Yeah.
is that's unfortunately that's the society we live in. Is it matters more if people are interested in playing it than if it's an interesting game to play.
We live in a society, that's true.
We live in
Is
a
there a
society.
meme? Is there a Joker meme on here?
I don't know. Oh
90
no.
memes and you don't have a we live in a society meme, Grathwrang? 90
I'm,
memes and not one we live in a society meme?
I'm sorry.
Are you kidding me right now?
There's so many memes. Go on.
Not
There's so many
apparently not
memes.
enough. Anyway,
Ah.
okay, anyway, moving right along. Okay. Right. So okay, so we could see AoE 4 kind of taking over. I'm assuming you wouldn't like that.
Hope that happens too, by the way. I actually hope AoE 4 does. Yeah, in despite of everything I said, I actually hope AoE 4 blows up giant. It'd
Why
be
is
the
that?
best thing for the scene because it would pull more people to AoE 2. Every AoE streamer, like including yourself, would experience massive growth
I mean,
as
that is
well.
true. That's what I've
Like
been telling people.
look at all the AoE 2 streamers that have been streaming AoE 4 to like 5, 6 times their regular viewer counts. I saw Song with 60
Yeah.
people watching him without any raids.
Yeah, I was checking the viewership between AoE 2 and AoE 4 Drew and Red, because like to me this is, I mean, even though the timing is unfortunate, it is good so that we're able to see Age of Empires 2 at its height in viewership and AoE 4 and see how that competes. And I think for most of it, except for the finals, AoE 4 had like 50,000 people
Yeah.
consistently. AoE 2 had like 20,000. And it just kind of showed me like AoE 4, it's gonna be, I mean, it's still at a $60 price tag. So,
Interest is there. I mean,
but
Lyric was playing it. When you have like top 100, top 200 streamers like streaming the game, that's pretty. Like 30,000 people are watching him just stream AoE 4.
yeah, I actually think that they sort of lost out going free to play. Figure out the
Yeah.
monetize some other way. If they went free to play with this, I
Mhm.
think they would have
That would have been interesting. You have to pay for Civs via DLC or something.
maybe, or maybe you get like custom skins on your own side. I don't have to see a skin. I could turn it off in the options
Maybe
to
like
see
they
everybody's
do it like
skins.
almost like League of Legends would do it with AoE 4. That'd be really
Yeah,
cool.
just to like do skins and then everybody play. I don't know why AoE 2 doesn't do this already. Give like
Yeah.
sell a bunch of skins. Let me turn it off in my options if I don't want to see other people's shitty skins. And yeah, and make money that way. But anyway, we're not here to give Microsoft any unpaid advice for how to run their franchises. Okay, but yeah, I do agree with you. I think
Pay to
um
unlock Castle Age, says someone in my chat.
was that what did they say?
Pay to unlock Castle Age. Castle Age.
No.
Microtransactions for Castle
Uh
Age.
listen, if it means we make Grath into a millionaire, I'll take the hit. I'll pay for my castle age. Anyway, yeah. So I sort of agree with you there. The better Age 4 does, I think it'll do good for the franchise as a whole. If Age 4 flops, I think it
Mm,
could be an actual setback for Age of Empires 2 in terms
yep,
of its
possibly.
growth. Even support from Microsoft could wane. Who knows?
Yes. I
I,
mean, the danger there is that everybody goes to Age of Empires 4 and leaves AoE 2, and then AoE 4 flops, and they just go, I'm kind of over it. And they just don't go
True,
back.
and they didn't go all right. Yeah, I mean, I think
Yeah.
people take only 30% of people even play competitive AoE. People could
Yeah.
take for granted how fickle, I won't say fickle people are, but like not everybody's a hardcore player.
They've sold
One
millions of copies of Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition,
can like
and
25.
1,000 elo is like 15,000 ranks. There's probably less than 50,000 people on the rank ladder if I had to guess. Maybe 100,000 if we're really stretching it, compared to millions that purchased it. Like that's kind of
Yeah,
crazy.
it's insane, right? That's the thing in your mind. You know what took me off to that? One day I was I think like when you win with a new civ, it kind of tells you the percentage of people who achieved. And some
Mm,
civs are like 0.1% of people who aboard the game achieved winning a game with like Burmese. And I'm like, 0.1% of people have never won with the Burmese in the
They
game.
just don't play as the Burmese. They pick Britons every single time.
It could be that. It could be that. All right.
Well, on the
Anyway,
meme back in the day on MSN Gaming Zone
what
was
was
that
that?
whenever you'd see a Britons player, you never knew if they were going to be a super amazing player or a complete noob because Britons was the default civ that was picked when you walked
Oh,
into a room. It automatically set you to Britons, so you'd be like, okay, is this person going to be a complete noob or there's someone who's insanely good with long?
and the
I
flip
didn't
of
know.
the die, of the coin. All right. Okay. Have you ever played AoE tree?
No,
Wow. Never even like touched it.
no,
Seriously, you don't own it?
nope.
Oh no. What about the first AoE? You got like the
I may have
definitive
as a
edition?
kid. I remember that I wasn't interested in it, but I don't remember how I came to that conclusion. I do have AOE Definitive Edition. Actually, Spring picked it up for me, and I played a
Oh,
whole bunch of
nice.
games with Spring. Funnily enough, that was
I think like so I have the AoE, the 1DE as well. I loaded it up. I went in a game. I was like, nope, not
yeah.
doing it. And I was like, nope, I
It
have my
feels it
limits.
30.
I have my limit. It's crazy that AoE 2 came out like what, a year after that game?
Yes, yeah.
These people are
They realized what's
insane.
wrong with it, right? So whoever back then the developers were just like, hey, we've got like a decent idea for a game, let's put it out. And they're like, hey, we could easily make this better. Like video game development was so different back then.
Yeah, developers back then, man, they're like, these people are insane. Like I was like, a year? This to that? Anyway. Yeah. All right. So what do you feel about laming? What's your thoughts on laming?
It changes day to day. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it's the worst thing ever. Other times I'm doing it every single game. I have no idea.
Uh, well,
I
I
don't know
can
how I
tell
feel.
you on the Guan stream, we are a strict anti-laming stream.
Oh, you
This is
lame. Okay.
no, this is the no lame zone.
Oh, no laming.
This is the
Okay.
no lame zone. When the Guan Franco streams are strictly anti-laming.
Do you
Although,
resign when people lame you?
not these days, but you know, if I get like annoyed enough, I'll be like, whatever, I'll just start a new game. I
But
don't
it's
listen.
not gonna get laming. I just get frustrated and resign.
You know, when I resign for like tower rushes, I'm like if I see a tower rush coming on and I think to myself, this is gonna be a long tower fight, I'm like, I don't even want to win this game now. It's like, and I'm gonna spend 10 minutes tower fighting to like have like a 2 minutes of a night fight, and then one of us has to quit because the other's too far behind. To me,
Towers
those
are
things
great
aren't
when
worth
you're
it.
the one doing it to the other person. That's
I
the
never
key.
tower rush. I never
You
tower
should
rush.
try Tower Rush. You'll never go back, Guan. It's great. It's
No,
a
it's
good
just too
thing.
boring. I just find it boring gameplay. You know,
It
it's
makes the
like,
games go forever. That's for sure.
yeah, I don't want to spend all my life in feudal age. Yeah, that's a
You don't
thing.
want you want that 40-minute castle time, huh?
No. Yeah, so for like laming, if somebody lames a boar, I might just restart the game.
I've done that before.
But what I've realized is I haven't actually lost a lamer in like a few months though. Because at our ELO, people always like fuck themselves up. So it's
Yeah, exactly. There
actually
was a study. There was some person who had gone through and said that people who lame sheep win games all the time. People who steal boar never win. That was literally, it was like 40% of games that people steal boar, they don't win. But it was like 70% of people of times that you steal sheep, you do win, because I feel like it's just because sheep are easier to steal.
yeah,
You
yeah.
just grab them and they're gone.
Yeah, but I never have any issues with sheep because I just go take my day and I'm pretty much fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So, what do you feel about the wall meta? You know, in Arabia. I know you play Arabia a lot.
I hated it when they switched to the new Arabia. I like it more and more now. But every game does feel the same. But every game felt the same before.
Right.
I think we need to take old Arabia, new Arabia, and then script it so you don't know which one it's going to be.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
Well, it's
interesting.
Arabia, but you don't. Is it going to be open Arabia or closed Arabia? Who knows? You're going to have to scout and find out. My God.
Yeah. I don't mind that at all.
Mm.
And
Yeah, but that's you're never going to implement that. It'll be months, and then they'll be like, "Hey, it's Runestones 2.0."
boy.
You know, it's true.
I want to sort of ask you now, like, who are your AoE friends? You know, what are people in the space? I guess even Twitch friends as well. You know, just who do you vibe with these days?
Who are my friends?
Well, friend is a strong word, but you know, who are your contemporaries that you have conversations with? I can't hear the meme, by the way.
Big Mallow. I know you can't hear sad music.
Yeah, you mentioned
Big
Big
Mallow.
Malo. Why you call him Big Mel? His name is not Mel, is it?
Marshmallow. So I go Mallow.
Marshmallow?
Yeah,
Is that what
'cause
his name is for? Big Marshmallow?
Big marshmallow, yeah, because that's why his character looks like a marshmallow. His emotes. You never knew that?
Wait, is Big Malo somebody else from Big Mel?
Oh, that's Big Mallow. Big Malo is the same person. Big _ Mallow. I'm telling you, it's a marshmallow. His little icon mascot. It's a marshmallow. So I call him Mallow because marshmallow.
I'm going on the stream right now because what you're telling me is literally insane. Oh, it is a marshmallow. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
You never noticed, right? I swear to God, I didn't notice it for months either. And I was like, oh, his name makes sense now. He's not just Malo or Mallow or whatever the hell that is. It actually it's like
how is
short for
marshmallow? Is that short for marshmallow? How was that short for marshmallow?
It's spelled very wrong. I mean, maybe his last name is also Malo, but his logo is a marshmallow.
We're not here to critique. We're not here to critique Malo.
I want to Big Mallow's gonna be like, oh,
yeah,
I call him Big
Shadow Chrysalis. Shadow as well.
Oh yeah, and Shadow. Shadow is a mod on my channel. Hang out with
Nice.
Sean on AOE a lot. I've been making some recent appearances
Okay,
in Roxy
sure.
stream.
Nice,
I like
nice.
supporting Ellie 4K. I feel
Nice.
like she's probably like one of the best, if not the best, female caster.
Okay, nice.
You know? Hmm. I try to be friendly with everyone. Those are the streams I spend the most time on,
Right, right.
uh, other than my own. That like visibly. I
So,
lurk a lot on NBL stream, but I don't. I like lurking.
right, right,
It's like
yeah.
lurk.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've seen you on my stream as well. So I guess like hanging out in stream is sort of like your version of socializing. Some people like Discord hangouts. You like to
Yes.
be on the Twitch
I also
chats.
one. I really like I like just having AOE related stuff on, and I put a lot of times I'll
Right.
put your stream on in the background. I like watching your YouTube, honestly. For some reason, watching I don't know, I don't even know what it is in my brain, but my brain is latched onto Juan Franco YouTube and not Juan Franco
Eh,
Twitch. I don't know.
I know it is. I'm more of a YouTube guy myself.
Yeah,
I I
it just feels more digestible in that form, which is weird because it makes more sense as a live stream. Like, but that's just the way my brain has decided
yeah, yeah.
to absorb your content. So
The problem with me on and thank you for the support, but the problem with me on Twitch is I can't pause. I really like pausing stuff. Like when I'm watching a video, every 5 minutes I'm pausing, man, and rewinding. So Twitch just kind of like I miss something like my brain, no, I need
or
to
like
go
you watch
back.
anything,
I,
you missed what's happening while you're clipping. It's the worst.
you know
And
what
then
I
you're like, I got
started?
caught in the loop. It's terrible.
You know what I started doing for Red Bull?
But
I use like the clipping feature so I can go
oh
and
yeah,
watch what he said that I missed, and then come back to the stream, and I'm like, oh god,
I
no,
missed
it's so
more. That's what
dumb.
I mean. You get
Yeah.
caught in the loop, and then you're just always watching the clip instead of the live stream.
Right, right. Okay, so you sort of gave me some of the names that you sort of vibe with. I know, it's always good to have like a community and people that you can just sort of enjoy their company as so I'm glad that you have, some of that for yourself. Any like collaborators? I don't know if you do any collabs or anything?
I mean, I've done not really. I actually did some collaboration with Artemis Plays.
Right.
So we did a series of 2v2s. Like I think we casted a show match between one person from each of our chats, and then a bunch
Nice.
of 2v2s. So that was fun, and we've done that twice now, I think.
That's very nice.
So I collabed with her a few times. I had Mem on the cast during my 24-hour stream, but
Oh,
I
very
don't know
nice.
call that necessarily a collab, right? It was just kind of like a spur of the moment.
Yeah,
Like
kind of. Yeah, counts. It counts. It's
I'd like
it's.
to collab with people, but I feel like my volatility works against me
Oh,
regarding.
you mean like what? Well, that's only when you're playing games, right?
Yeah, but people like to. I don't know. People see you salty at a game and they think you're gonna be salty at everything. I don't know.
I mean, perhaps. Yeah, I guess people could get that perception. Um, well, I would. It's strange because I would assume like your stream content would be very collab friendly, with all the craziness going on. But okay, we'll see. Okay. I have here. God, I have on my list here trivia. I don't know. I should just delete this section. What trivia? All right. Oh, tell me about the name. All right. So this trivia section actually be pretty good here. Tell me about the name. What's the name?
Tell you about Grathwrang?
Yeah. What's
All
that?
right. So what like where it came from or what it
Yeah. What the
is?
hell is that?
So there's. Do you want the actual answer or do you want the lore answer? There's two answers.
Oh, there are two answers. Oh,
There's two
goddamn.
answers. There's the lore answer and then there's
Hmm.
the actual real life answer.
I want the law.
You
I
want
feel like I want the
the
law
lore?
answer. It's on like yeah. I
All right.
want the law. What the hell?
So
Yeah.
Grathwrangs were developed in a lab by Edwin C. Grath and Edward R. Rang in the 1940s and 50s. They combined they were
Ah.
creating two different types of juice in a laboratory of which the description and location is
Uh,
unknown to this day. So we don't know what the creature looks like, smells like, tastes like, or what its meaning or purpose is, but it's everywhere. Be careful.
I
They're deadly.
mean, I see you. I know what a creature looks like, don't I?
But I'm
Am I
named
missing
after them.
something?
See, that's the confusing part. I'm actually not even Grathwrang. I'm Steve, his brother. I don't know
Oh,
if
what
you
is
might have
this?
missed.
This is very confusing, Lauren. So you're not actually Grathwrang. In the
I'm Steve.
law, you're Steve,
I'm
and but
Steve, Grathwrang's twin brother. Grathwrang died in a Grathwrang accident.
okay, all right. That's some law that you're not even the Grathwrang. It is named after the guy. All right, that's a goddamn real life answer. What the hell
I
would
know
this
it's
mean?
different. It's strange. I know. Do you want the real life answer too?
Yeah, give me the real life answer.
The real life answer is I got in an argument with a friend in high school about whether it was possible to be truly creative, and the rules for the argument that we were having that we established were that you had to type it into Google and it not come up and it actually be a word.
Oh,
That was the
okay.
rule. So I was like, okay, Grathwrang. She's like, what the hell's a Grathwrang? I'm like, doesn't matter what the hell it is. Look, I typed it in, it doesn't come up, and you know, and you can pronounce it without me even having to tell you how it's pronounced. I was like, it's real.
Wow. Hold
So
on. Let me
and
Google
I
it
just
right now. Incognito. Bruh.
and then my logic was that, hey, I can just use this as a username for everything because every stupid thing needs a username that you need to sign in with. So I'm going to use
Okay.
this unique thing that I thought of, so I never
So
have to like.
I just Googled Grathwrang. There are now 4 pages of Grathwrang, and it looks like they're all
They're
related
all
to
me.
you. Wow, that's amazing. That is truly amazing. Another streamer here comes
You
up.
might even find some like there's an old Streetlight Manifesto, a ska forum I used to be on that might come up too under
Wow.
that
Well, I'm not gonna open up anything strange on my stream. Don't know what you do in your private life. It's anyway.
Inception word.
uh, except Gwen Franco. If anyone is salty at Grath, it's because he murdered T90 in a coming game. Oh, did you murder T90 in a community game?
Yes. So we
Ah, sick.
Nomad game, Nomad Diplo, and me and him happened to spawn like our drop our TCs like 8 tiles away from each other, just out of range. And we ended up partnering for the whole game. So of course, in the 11th hour, I betrayed him and completely murdered him and sniped his kin. Then I proceeded to get
Ah,
killed by the other 5 players still on the map, but it was worth it.
banned,
Been
banned for life,
in a community game since. I don't know.
banned from the Diplos. You are banned. Sir.
I got a bad reputation with diplomacy. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, those diplomacies could be tricky because they could be so long, and somebody gives you the bad move at the wrong time. You remember that for life.
I'm the worst person to trust in a Diplo Age of Empires 2. I will betray everybody, always.
That's why I play like a lone wolf, my friend. I got no
That's the way to play.
allies. I got no ties. I can do whatever I
Mhm.
want to whoever I want, and I got no salt on my back.
That's the
All right.
funnest way to play. Yep. Sorry.
And well, you don't have a symbol for your stream, so I'm gonna ask you what your symbol is. And you were telling me about your PC setup earlier.
Yep.
Your stream helped you, but so what's the actual setup? What did you get, my friend?
So I have a PC and I have a laptop. So I have a RTX 2080 Super, an i7 9700
Nice.
K. That's my main PC. That's what OBS runs on, and it only runs OBS. It runs OBS and like all the window capturing, and it runs a capture card plugged into it, which runs to my laptop. My laptop is an i7 10700H with an RTX 27 Max Q,
Nice.
um, and that runs the game. And it also has a secondary OBS that I run whenever I do video DJing
Okay,
stuff.
nice,
So I
nice.
feed an OBS into an OBS so
Right.
that I can overlay stuff. I've got 3 XL Stream Decks, a regular size Stream Deck, a Go XLR, a PC panel, um, and a ATEM mini capture card. I also use a Corsair K95 because it has 6 macro keys on the left side that I use.
Excellent, excellent. I'm actually gonna throw up your PC setup onto my stream now.
I
So,
can kind of do that.
oh, can
I've
you?
got a fancy starting soon screen. Yeah.
You
It's
can.
not that. It's that one. Let me just close that. There we go. All right.
Oh yes.
That's
So wow, look at this.
that's
Look
actually
at this
missing one
beauty.
of the that's missing the PC panel because I took that picture before I got the PC panel, but it has everything else.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm very very lucky. I take every cent that I get from
Right.
streaming that I'm using to pay for my continued existence, and I save it for gear. And like the reason I have multiple stream decks is, I mean, other than just setting off the memes, it lets me like I'll have one for audio and Spotify,
Right.
one for the pop up memes, and then the other one is pretty much dedicated to just like jumping the camera around on all the scenes,
Right.
which
Right.
I feel like that adds so like I
It
feel like this
does.
just so much
It
because all the
does.
like, we're gesturing and it feels like it's an actual show, and I don't know,
Yeah,
it feels like
and
it.
like in video production, the dynamic camera movements, you have that.
Yes,
You have magic. Yeah.
I
So,
would. I'd like to if there's actually a way where I can get a fake zoom so it looks like the camera's actually zooming.
ooh,
but it's super
Okay.
CPU intensive, and I haven't figured out a way to incorporate
Right.
it without crashing my OBS horribly, exception horribly.
Yeah, yeah. I actually do have a story about graphics card, if I can indulge me for a sec here. So
Oh,
you have the 1080 Super. I bought so you have the 2080 Super. I bought my 1080 Ti like a month before the 1080s dropped.
oh yeah.
And this was at the absolute height of the Bitcoin craze. Like I'm talking,
Oh,
it was in
yes.
2018. This was like the apex.
Yes.
So no, I use my computer for work, so I can fuck around and just wait 10 months for a graphics card, right? I have to edit videos.
Yes.
So I had to buy a 1080 Ti at the
And then
exact apex of Bitcoin mining. So it cost a pretty penny. And then a
that's
month later, the 1080s dropped for the same price.
oh,
It's
God. That's
like,
almost the same thing happened to me, Guani. Almost the exact same thing. I bought my 2080 Super right before the RTX 30 series came out. And there was like a 2-week period where I could have actually bought an RTX 30 and taken this back. Don't talk. I can't. I just ignore it. Someday in the future, all the supply chain issues will
wait,
fix.
what's that? You said you could have gotten a 3080? What could you have
I
gotten?
got I had a 3080 or a 3090 or
Oh
a 30 period
no.
when I could have returned my PC and when the RTXs came out. And I was like, I don't really want to do that because I know this works. And then
Ah,
what if I struggle and then I can't get it back because it gets lost? Like I was just like, I have this, it works, it functions. I have all my stuff set up on it.
yeah.
It's been set up for a month. I don't want to mess with it.
But in hindsight,
Oh, in hindsight, I 100% should have done. That was
oh
terrible.
yeah, yeah.
Oh my
That's just listen. Blessings sparkle on both of us. We both
yes.
become mega streamers and we buy the top PC and we got no troubles. Okay. Blessings sprinkle on
Tell you
both
what,
of us.
if I make it big, Bonnie, I'll buy you a nice, tasty 30.
Ah, that's very kind of you, my friend. And I won't hold you to that, don't worry. Okay, so moving on. Before I get into my favorite part, we must first go through the most awkward part. I do a full interview.
Yeah.
Um, so now I want to open up the space to any controversies or drama you've been in the AOE2 or Twitch community. It is what it is. In AOE2, everybody's been in something. So and every guest I have on, I always ask them, what's happened. And it's not necessarily to rehash drama, but it is like to have learning opportunities. Um, so we can sort of give like, this is what I've been through and this is what we have learned. So
Do it. Don't do it.
I mean, of
I'll
course
answer,
we could skip it, but
I'll answer questions. That's what I'll do. What questions
well,
do you have?
I don't like look up in advance what drama people have been in. I leave it open to the guest to only address what they feel like addressing. So I have no idea. If you do want to just skip it, we could so Sean and AOE ask Graph
Oh
about
God.
Ted, MBL, and Hera. I don't know
Oh,
what that is.
oh. So, Sean, do I actually tell them about this? Do I
Say
tell the whole
it's a
story?
safe space, Graph. I'm not gonna judge you.
So
It's
during
it's in the
Rang of Fire
past.
2, there was a big controversy over the settings. So Rang of Fire 2 was a
Ooh,
1v1v1 tournament, and some of the some of the maps had water.
right.
Um, so a common thing for the really high pro level players to do, like Hera and MBL, who had a game against each other, was pick Portuguese and or Malay. Games consequently stretched 6 to 7 hours. I casted multiples, and one of them was 6 hours in real life time to cast.
Uh,
So Hera and MBL were not happy about the situation, and they took it out upon each other. They took each other out. I think I can't remember if Hera killed
uh,
MBL or MBL targeted Hera and then immediately resigned and handed the win over to the third player. And kind of like, I didn't end up casting that game because I was just
uh,
like, yeah,
wait,
I'm
what's
gonna
what's
make.
the controversy there?
The controversy is that rather than actually playing the game, one player just screwed the other one over and then immediately resigned with no regard to the tournament or
That
the other.
sounds more like a Hera MBL controversy. That's not your. They know the rules going in.
Well,
It's
it happened in
blindside
mine,
them.
and then I got reamed out by Hera after
Well,
for
what did
having
you do? Like it's
bad settings in my tournament.
bad settings. Well, I don't know if I agree with him there. Hera is my
So, but
favorite player. He's my favorite esports personality, but I don't agree with that.
I
You
mean,
know, it's
I didn't think of this as I he was I honestly still even to this day I'm like I'm 50-50 on whether he was justifiably upset because but
right.
the tournament was not meant for pros to play in. It was meant for my
Okay,
Discord.
okay.
And it was supposed to be like a community tournament. And I was like, hey, we'll open it up so it's open Elo and see if we can get a pro to sign up. And this fucking Hera, MBL, Nilly, and I'm just like, oh, like I saw what I was expecting.
You know, I mean, I don't know. I feel like as professionals, you just sort of like take those, it's like, that's what setting one really good for like your bracket, but you're there, just make the most
It
of
was
it
whatever,
and
but
move
you
back.
wanted some drama. That's some drama. There's lots of other tasty stuff
That's
I could
not
talk about.
Grathwrang drama. That's their drama. You didn't do anything wrong there. It's your tournament. You pay the settings. People can either come or they don't come. It's not for them to dictate, what your tournament is gonna be. I have no qualm saying that. But we know all love at the end of the day. But we could disagree on things, so that's fine. Well, what did you not expect me to defend you, Grath? You think
No, I
I would
didn't
just
actually.
agree with anything a pro says? No, my friend.
I don't know. I have no idea what I was expecting. I was just
All
trying
right,
to be
give
fair.
me the real Grath juice. Okay, I don't want the Heron and beer juice. I want the real Grath juice. Listen, it's of course, I don't want to push you into anything, but before I move on, I was giving you a chance. We could talk about it, and I could tell you for me personally, sometimes there are like things that happened, and I sort of wish that I could just sort of like give my new take on things and be like, well, this happened, that happened. I sort of learned. I moved on.
How about I don't give specifics, but then I can talk about.
Yeah, you
Oh
could
my god.
talk. You could talk in generals. That's fine as well.
So there's two things I can get two things off my chest. One
Right.
thing that I would like to say that is never gonna around is there was a person that I had in my stream that supported me like a lot.
Right.
They then after a disagreement agreement between you can say whatever I was wrong, he was wrong, whatever, but disagreement. We had a disagreement, and then he harassed me and doxed me and did
Oh
that for
wow.
months on end. And there's still like there's people who were moderators in my channel at the time this happened, who I complained about this happening when it happened to, like other streamers, who have him as a VIP in their channel,
Okay.
or have allowed this guy to continue to participate in their stream. This is a person who tried to
Wow.
dox me. Um, like, or at the very least harassed the shit out of me. Posted and sent donos like angry mean donos into my stream while I was streaming. Whenever I would have a bad moment, I'd get a dono like calling me a piece of shit and stuff. That person is active in other person's streams, is a moderator in another in a stream. Like this person just should not be in the community, and I feel like and there's people who know about this and they just don't care. And when I had a conversation with them about it, they basically said that I was being a piece of shit for saying that this person should be removed from other communities and
Right.
shouldn't be a community, and that they was making me uncomfortable. I was a moderator in other channels. I'm like, this person is in your channel active, and I had to ban them from my community because they did all this harassing bullshit. Like, can we preemptively ban them from your channel before I have to deal with this? And they were just like, no. And I'm just like, they
Okay.
literally like fucking attack me and dox me, and they just don't. People just don't care. They don't care if you. I hate to say it, but if you're not, I feel like if I was like, I want to say that like, if I was more popular of a person, not a nicer person. I don't know if
Right.
I didn't have a big. I have no idea what it is as to why this isn't a cause that anyone feels is worthwhile, or why I'm not worth having my like privacy and stuff being protected or defended. But I guarantee you that if, for instance, God, I don't want to say any specific names. I'm gonna say Ellie because I like Ellie and I'm friends with Ellie. Imagine if Ellie had someone
Right.
like doxing her around the community, that person would be banned from every stream. Like so many streams would just instantly ban that person without even questioning, right? Like if you're doxing a well-known member of the community, or even just like a small member of the community, and that gets
Right.
out, you get like the
Yeah, for
community
sure.
snaps down on that. But and yet this
Usually.
happened. Nobody cared because they think,
Okay,
but
man.
because I did something that upset the person, that I'm worthy of having this done to. And it was pretty shitty. And I've also had people that I really trusted and like helped my channel and helped me out at really critical moments. Um, Basically, they turned out to be very two faced. And there's people that are in the AOE2 community that are they're not good people. I really don't want to name names.
No, you
And
don't have to. That's fine.
I got gaslit to hell.
Right.
And I had to go. I was in therapy, and I talked to the therapist, and they're just like, yeah, this person has issues. Like you, obviously, you weren't perfect in the way you handled it, but like they did this, this, and this that really indicates that there's issues with how they're acting and treating other people, and they're projecting their own problems onto other people. And I had someone like make a vague book about me on Twitter that got like 230 likes about it was related to all this. It's just I don't know. There's stuff in this AOE community that really gets to me. Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like a
Well,
lot of people in AOE like drama and like controversy. And about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, I just made a decision to kind of step back from every other stream. And
right.
anybody who's been watching my stream, my mentality has gotten way better since I've done that.
Nice.
Like,
Well, definitely thank you for sharing, Grath. I think, I mean, you said some important things there that people, need to hear, regardless of how things went on in the past. The feelings at the end are valid, as they say these
I want
days.
to say one
Um,
more thing.
yeah, you go
I
on.
want to say one more thing. Like I like you said yourself, I am an honest streamer. Like I wear my heart on my sleeve. I
Yeah,
just am who I am. If you want people to keep being like that, then you can't give them shit when they get genuinely upset at stuff and then react as if they're genuinely upset. Like if I have a really frustrating game and then I get up and I'm frustrated and I say a bunch of stupid stuff, like that's me being real. I shouldn't be criticized for that and seen as unprofessional or whatever because that's my brand. That's what I do. That's what my channel is
right,
so if I don't do that, I'm betraying what the concept of my channel is from the non-meme side. Like showing like being just a regular guy who's just trying to be really good at Age of Empires 2 and not hiding that and putting up a facade and trying to be like, I tried so hard, guys. We'll get him next time. Like who the fuck wants to watch that? That's vapid garbage. There's 100 streamers like that, or there's people who sit there like, oh, yeah, that was a good game. Okay, guys, I'll be back in a couple minutes. Nobody wants that. People want to go, "Ah, I want to fucking bam, and like that's passion, drama, excitement. That's what people want, and it's
Okay.
genuine. And fighting that isn't healthy either. Like sitting there being like, "Yep, that was a good game," and gritting your teeth, you're gonna like break your jaw from clenching your teeth trying to pretend to be something you aren't. So, yeah.
Okay, okay.
What else? Anything else, Sean? Any other good dramas we forgot about?
Well, do you know Yip Yip? Is Yip Yip, is that a safe person? I don't know.
I recognize it. Oh,
Because
the
you
Odds
said,
Cup. Oh my god. Oh
yeah,
my goodness.
Aussie Cup. I don't know what that is. You're not Australian, so
So the Oz Cup happened. They asked me to host. I was asked by Desi to host the Oz Cup. He
okay.
DM'd and asked me to host the Oz Cup. And I was like, great. I'm gonna have a thing. I'm gonna set up a whole overlay. I'm gonna get my map pool overlay
Yeah,
ready.
that'd
Like I
be
have a
nice.
I'll show you my fancy map pool overlay so you can get an idea how much time it can take to set this up properly. Where is it?
Right, yeah.
Cool. So there it is. So like I have a fancy graphic that was spinning around.
Nice,
Like
nice.
I got a whole where is it?
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, hold on. I can make this pop up so it's got like the map pool on it,
Oh,
and like there's
nice.
I can pop up when I have captain's mode. It shows the
Right.
civs picks. I did like a whole
Oh,
thing. Like I put a whole ton of effort into try to make it look like super legit,
it looks
and I
so.
and then the day of it happening, all of a sudden, Lil Trouble is streaming it, and Lil Trouble's in the middle of her charity event that she's doing,
Right, yeah.
and my impression was that I was hosting the finals of the event, and then they said, "Oh well," and then they messaged me, "Oh well, it's open thing, and we never told you that you were hosting the event." I was like,
Oh,
"Oh, that's literally what Desi said was that I'm hosting the event,"
oh
is
no.
what I said to Jordan, the other organizer, and then I went to he's like, "Okay, well, can you send me a screenshot of this?" And I'm just like, "All right, I'll screenshot." Oh, it's deleted, and Desi deleted it from his messages. So at this point, now I just seem like I'm a crazy person
Oh
ranting about how
no.
I was supposed to be hosting the Oz Open to like nobody, right? I just seem like this absolute crazy person. So I'm like, okay, I'm just not gonna cast it. You know, there's an Australian streamer that has Australian charity that they're trying to support. Like that's where that's where it belongs, and you know, whatever. Um, so I was just like, I'm just not gonna stream that. Then a few days, and I got upset. I'm like, it's really unprofessional that Desi would act like this, especially deleting the message. Blah blah blah. 2 days later, Desi comes onto my stream, starts harassing me with a group of
Oh no.
Australian players for like an hour, and my mods had to ban like half a dozen people. I think they or at least
Wow.
Desi got banned, and a few others got timed out at the very least. And yeah, so that was pretty.
That
That
sounds rough.
was is I mean I've had death threats too. I can tell you about a couple of those, but
Jesus.
yeah.
I
It's
really don't.
those are just like crazy people. You don't those don't affect me as much as people that I like and respect,
Right,
especially other
right, yeah.
streamers doing stuff that I can't possibly abhor and can't possibly like overlook. And especially when they're like streamers that I like and trust and got me um some of whom were responsible gave me who they are, and then I expect them to be there to help me trust, and then when something actually bad help happens and something difficult actually comes up, they just kind of like just leave and then say that you're toxic and they
Okay.
don't want to be around you, and it feels super betraying. And then yeah, and it just like I said, it's like gaslighting basically, where they're making you feel like you're there's something wrong with you because
Right.
um you had bad stuff happen to you because you're struggling, like just because you're struggling you're toxic and not worthy of help and being friends with or interacting with. And then I don't know, I'm not a great person, and I'm emotional, and sometimes I say stuff that I regret, and then I compound issues that maybe shouldn't even exist in the first place, and that's I end up
You
with
know.
rivalries with other streamers that I shouldn't have. I don't really want to go into specifics because I don't want to throw those other streamers under the bus and get them involved in shit.
Okay,
But
yeah. I mean, it sounds like you've been like that's a good bit of people that I'm hearing there. But it's as you said, you sort of pulled yourself back from that and have been able to find, some peace. And
I
of
love
course,
streaming.
your stream's growing as well. So, it seems like
That's really what it is, Glenn. Is I love being a streamer. I love streaming, and everything
yeah.
else
So
is just
Sean
part to that. Sorry. Yeah.
Sean on AOE is one of the mods that I talked to. He asked me here if it wasn't him, this would have looked a bit suspect. He says, ask Grath about his two most popular females in the community and Twitter. I'm not sure what but I know he's one of your main mods. So he asked
Wait,
on
what was
my
the
chat,
question?
sorry.
My two most
Something
popular memes?
something about females and Twitter. I think sounds like
The
some
two most popular
Twitter
females
drama
that could be.
involving
Oh my
you
god.
and something on Twitter.
Yeah, that's. I actually kind of already talked about that a little bit, Shawnee.
Okay, it was
That was
mentioned in the thing before then.
the vague booking thing where I
Okay,
had
okay.
someone vague booking me because I had been contacted by a women's organization. Um, I'd been contacted by a women's organization about hosting e-streamer uh, advertisements for Canadian e-streamers that were in AoE2 and other games, and they wanted to
Okay.
run a series of like little pop-up ads on my stream. And I was talking with Lady, and she wanted some stats on some of the other female streamers, so I looked that up. And some of them were people that I'd had disagreements with, and they got upset and then posted on Twitter about how violated and
Oh,
offended by me looking up their publicly available stats from their chats.
I saw that actually. I saw when those tweets were out. Well, okay.
Like
Um,
people got genuinely upset at me, called me a piece of shit, said I was toxic. I'm just like, and say, "Oh, you're competitive," and I'm just like, I literally like give stuff away for like I give assets away. I tried to host a OBS tutorial explaining how my stream works to people so that they can take it and make their streams better than mine if they're already good at production. Like I'm the opposite of competitive. I it was really upsetting to hear that from people. And
okay.
then you contact them and then you work stuff out with them, and then apologies happen, and then they retract apologies, and you're just
Oh
like,
no.
why are you drawing this out? Oh, it's because you're actually like a piece of shit.
Oh, I didn't even see the apologies part, but okay, I mean, I don't know. It's good to get everyone's perspective on things. I'm glad I asked you because I'd only seen certain versions of some of those events. So
Yeah.
but I do believe in having conversations and getting everybody to. I hope this
I've
was good for you as well. Just kind of
I have no issues with anybody. I'm not going
right.
around
Yeah,
being upset with people, attacking people, going to their streams and trying to hurt them, trying to exclude them from events or stuff that I'm holding. I just go around trying to live my life,
yeah,
man. And it feels like other people specifically try to ostracize other people in the community or avoid them just because, like, for I don't know. I guess like you have your right to do that, but it
right.
doesn't the consequences of that aren't just limited to you. Like you affect other people when you do that. I don't know.
And the last thing here from Sean says ask about daily, but I believe you
We did
probably
that.
vagued about that already, right?
Yeah, we talked about that.
Man, Sean's here. He just wants you to air like all your dirty laundry. He didn't let you leave anything unexposed here today. Um, But I'll leave that to you and him as your mod creator relationship. I don't know what that dynamic is like.
Did we miss anything, Sean? That's particularly juicy. I think that's the most juicy drama we've had.
Yeah, yeah. But
Um,
it's all right. The point of the segment is to sort of, whatever you had on your mind. Um, this could be like a good opportunity to sort of, I asked you, you didn't just bring it up out of the blue. So yeah.
I snap at too often, Juan Franco. That's really what this all comes at down to, is that I get frustrated, and then chat will say
Right.
something, and then you snap at someone in chat. Other
Oh
people
no.
don't like the atmosphere and attitude that creates, and think that it's toxic, and think that I shouldn't have a stream, and think that they shouldn't be a part of it, and think they blah 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 blah.
Uh,
And like I said, that's part of my whole shtick, is that I'm just genuinely just trying to present myself unfiltered. Like
it's
if
like
unfiltered is
Dr.
unfiltered sometimes.
Disrespect, right? And he does something like that. Dr. Disrespect. I
He
never
kind
seen
of
a stream, but I know that's his persona, right?
Yeah, he has a exactly. He has a persona, but it's like an over intentionally over the top
Right, right,
persona.
okay, yeah. Yours is
It's like
more realistic, and you could
exactly,
actually
yeah.
just be as
He like
right.
plays himself through the character, kind of, right? Yeah.
Okay,
I
okay.
don't do that, but I do. I definitely don't filter myself. I don't.
Yeah,
I like to present myself honestly to the people, so they don't. They can't say that you pretended to be someone you're not. I mean, like, no, I'm a piece of shit.
right, right, right.
I snap at
Okay.
chat when I shouldn't. I fucking I storm up and leave my stream for 10 minutes at a time and just go to another room and just ignore like 100 whatever people sometimes because I'm angry. Like, I'm not gonna pretend I'm perfect. Like I never was
Yeah.
my intention.
Well, I do hope that people sort of see I think you came off as somebody who thinks thoughtfully about these sort of situations, which I think is important for some people just to know that sometimes you can think that people are just absent-minded or they just don't care. I think you come off as somebody who's thoughtful and may have genuinely care about some of these things. So I hope people see this and maybe get to learn a new side of you. And Mooch Me says mentioning something else, but we're moving right on. No more drama. We've had enough. We've had our fill of drama and we've exhausted the
Right? Okay.
segment. So moving on. The next point here is politics. But I think after that exhaustive controversies point, you could probably skip the politics unless you.
What politics is left to
eh,
talk about? Oh my god.
well, I don't
I don't
know.
get.
It's a well,
I get
okay.
ostracized
Let
for
me, let
because they
me
hate me.
well, okay. So I'm from Trinidad, so it's interesting for me to. I'm talking to people from all over the world, so it's always interesting for me to hear what their local political opinions are. So it's
Well,
just
like
like
actual politics. I thought you
yeah,
meant
like
like
real.
AO.
No,
Oh
not
yeah,
AOE politics. Real.
I
But
can
of
give you a
course,
quick.
this most people skip the segment, so you can if you want. But if you
I
happen
can
to
give you a
have,
quick rundown of how politics works in Canada. It's great. Okay, we got the liberals. All right,
right,
they're liberals, which are great because they're socially progressive, which everybody likes.
right,
But they're horribly corrupt, so everybody hates them. Then
right,
we have the conservatives who are horribly backward and want to do stuff like make abortion illegal
right.
and don't believe in climate change. So you can't vote for them because that's that's fucking crazy. So your options are vote for the horribly corrupt people that are slowly destroying our country, or vote for the people that don't think climate change is real, or you can vote for the third party candidate that's run by imbeciles, or you can vote for the Green Party that's run by idiots. That's Canadian politics. Most people are centrist and just vote for whoever isn't going to fuck shit up the least.
Yeah, that sounds about. Yeah, that sounds about right.
I've met very few actually thoroughly conservative or thoroughly liberal Canadians. People will change their parties if for the most part
Okay,
if they don't like the way the country is being run. I've voted
that
both
didn't sound so
conservative.
bad.
Yeah.
That didn't sound. I mean, it's better than being a. I don't believe in like lifelong voting for any one particular party. It should be that you vote after receiving information and analyzing some information. So I'm
Right.
fine with that.
Yeah. Yes, that's exactly what it is. That's how you're supposed to do politics. Is you're supposed
All
to
right.
decide on
So
every
I'm gonna move on from here before both of us gets ourselves canceled. So I'm now going to my favorite section, hobbies and interests.
All right.
So now we get to talk about the graph behind the scenes, the man behind the memes. That's the amount of rhyming I can muster. But yeah, so let's yeah, it's sort of like what are you doing when you're not streaming, man? What do you do for fun? If you do anything for fun, and not every one of us does
Crickets.
anything for fun.
Crickets. I build fighting robots is probably the
Ooh,
main hobby that I have.
nice.
I play like a dozen musical instruments, but I don't spend as much time on that as I used to. Right now, it's fighting robots. So if you've
Right,
ever heard of
right.
BattleBots or Robot Wars,
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I
it's
think
like
I saw
that.
you stream at that time.
Yeah, it's like that, but it's like much smaller scale. So on TV, you've probably seen them. Maybe you've seen them. They're like 250 pounds. The ones that I do are like 1 pound and 3 pounds.
Okay, okay.
But still, they're still pretty. They're dangerous enough that they have to be inside of a bulletproof arena. Is what I'll say. Like you don't want to stand next to one of these things when they turn on without their safety lockouts on. So
Right,
they're lots of fun. They tear each other up. They go in a box for 3 minutes. They fight. One of them is hopefully broken at the end, and if not, then the judges decide which one was better and pick it. And yeah, we've been trying to run competitions in the pandemic, which is a little difficult because we kind of have to split things up over multiple weeks instead of having it all in like a day or two. But
right.
it's we've been making it work. So
And for an alternate universe, Grathwrang is a BattleBot streamer, right? Right?
that might actually still, if the COVID ever actually goes away, we can go back to having the events. That may still happen. I might have a second account for. I might end up running the Bot Brawl Twitch account full time.
Okay, okay. Nice. Okay. Right, right. Do you have any other hobbies that you want to mention?
Um, I mean, I coached baseball. I miss coaching
That's
baseball
something.
again.
Yeah,
The
that's
the
nice.
pandemic is kind of put a pause on that, and I play lots of musical instruments. I really miss
Ooh.
songwriting.
You play instruments. Do you
So
incorporate that into the stream?
I haven't yet, but I've been kind of I have it in like the back of my mind as a thing that I can do. But I play
Okay.
so many. Like, I play guitar, bass, drums, trumpet, trombone, Irish tin flute, harmonica, xylophone, keyboard.
Right, right.
I play so many things that it's hard to spend enough time on all of them to stay proficient at them. Um, so I'm like okay at most of them and bad at a lot of other ones. But I could
Right.
play all of them. I could in theory sit down and practice for a little bit and then like be competent at them if I spent some time on it because I was at one point. So, but yeah,
Okay, okay.
don't let your kids
Interesting.
be drummers.
And well, you're a sports guy. You do PA for a hockey team, right?
Yes, so I
So
work for
you're into
actually worked for
hockey?
4 hockey teams in the same league and another
Okay.
another hockey team in the league above that prior to the pandemic.
Right, right. And it's like you're really big into hockey. What do you say?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I mean, prior to like AOE, I'd be doing that like during the winter, 5, 6 times a week. I had my own podcast that I was running that had like 1,400 followers and stuff on Twitter, and we had sponsors and stuff. And I used to cover the Toronto Maple Leafs, which is like
Right.
the local professional hockey team. So I do podcast on that 2, 3 times a week. I kind of miss doing all that stuff. I also kind of don't because sports is really uh, people like being angry in sports. That
Right.
guy did that thing. What a angry that guy's
Oh
a
wait,
jerk.
look
What a
who's
guy.
talking. Look who's talking here. Wow, Mr. Glasshouse. Right.
Uh
The walls in this is that completely glass? Okay, that's funny. Funny meme. All right, okay, yeah. So you sort of don't like. Well, I know hockey is like a above average angry sport, right? But they actually fight in those.
yes, there's less fighting these days, but it does still happen. It's one of the only places you can punch the crap out of another guy's face and not go to jail for it in a
Are they
civilized West.
like? Do they like really, really fight? Is that like?
Oh, okay. So the thing that a lot of people don't realize is fighting on skates is incredibly difficult. This is the reason that hockey
Oh,
players are allowed to fight at all, is because when you're punching someone, you throw your punch, and because you're on skates, your momentum pushes you backwards. So every punch is less painful than you would think that it's going to be. That's why they punch each other in the
uh,
helmet and they don't even put their hands up half the time because they're barely even really hitting each other. Occasionally you'll get like one or two good punches in. Maybe if you get like a really clean like
right,
footing
right.
and you hit the guy, but like it's pretty hard. It's actually surprisingly hard to get injured in a hockey
So
game. You're
it
also covered in pads. Like,
so it's real fighting, but because
oh
of
yeah,
physics, it's like it doesn't actually accomplish
it's
anything.
nerfed. It's naturally nerfed.
Right, right.
The first time you ever try and punch someone on skates, you'll find out real quick how hard it is. You have to, you first of all, you have to grab onto the person because you'll try and punch them and you'll move away from them. So you have to
Yeah,
pull them into your punch, is what you're actually doing. And then you also, when you throw your punch, your change of balance will make you fall over. So you can't
nice,
punch too
nice.
hard or you'll fall over because you're on skates and you're on like ice is slippery and it's less. You're more stable when you're moving quick. When you're standing still, you're basically like waiting to fall over any second.
Yeah, and oh, before we continue, thank you an anonymous chair in my chat who just shared me 100 bit thingies. I don't know what you call those. Oh wait, no, it's an anonymous chair just an audience person who cheers anonymously? Is it like a Twitch thing?
Two.
Or they did it to you too?
That's so sweet.
I don't see. Is this like a Twitch thing or just like you can
No, it's a Twitch thing. If someone's donating anonymously, they don't
right,
want us to
right,
know who they are.
right. Hey, I see Myth. That guy Myth is in your chat from AoE Zone.
Oh
I
yeah.
see. I look on AoE Zone a lot. I see him on like almost every post. He's on almost every drama post. So I'm shutting out Myth. I don't know if that's gonna get me in trouble or not. Okay, but anyway. All right. Where will we stay? Hobby and interest. Talk about sports. Any other sports you enjoy? Basketball should be big up there. You guys invented that, right? I think.
Which
Basketball? And you guys invented basketball in Canada?
technically we invented basketball. Yeah, the Toronto Raptors won a championship a couple years ago, so that was I got kind
Nice.
of hooked up into the bandwagon there a little bit.
Okay.
Um, I mean, like, if you want a real Canadian sport, you want to see real Canadian, you go and find a curling rink, preferably one that serves beer, and then you'll have yourself a really good afternoon. Someone.
I've been to Canada before.
Oh yeah,
Well, I mean, Trinidad and Tobago, Toronto,
we're
it's
sister
like,
cities or something, right?
I don't know, maybe.
There's some
So
weird.
how it goes is, Toronto has the most Trinis outside of Trinidad and Tobago.
Ah, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. You're from Toronto?
I'm from Toronto. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So I mean, do you see a lot of Trinis yourself?
Actually, and it's funny you say that because in my elementary school in when I was growing up, there was like 6, 7 kids that were all from Trinidad and Tobago. Like there was like a whole Trinidad.
Oh, nice. Look at that.
Yeah, I think there was a holiday that you guys celebrate that happened during the school year. I seem to recall, and they
Um,
brought food to school.
Maybe our
I don't know.
Independence Day or the
Yeah,
Carnival.
maybe that would make
Could be
sense.
Independence Day, could be
Right.
Carnival. Oh yeah, anyway, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, interesting. I might be in Canada sometime again in the future.
Oh, we'll
Um,
have to meet up.
yeah,
Maybe
we'll link
grab a
up, yeah.
beer.
I'm doing some international job hunting, so maybe
Oh
Canada,
yeah,
maybe somewhere else. Who knows? We'll see.
nice. I love Canada.
Okay, anyway, back to the
Nice.
interview. Back to the
Yes, sir.
interview. Uh, so you mentioned beer, so let's go into foods. Like, got any favorite foods?
Pizza,
Nice. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Sort of like
tacos,
the most mainstream answer you could give, I think,
right?
pizza.
Well,
I mean,
it's
give me some more sauce than that, Graph. Dig deep here for me.
okay, fine. We'll go with cheesecake.
Okay, all right. That's one of the world's most popular treats, so it's a bit deeper, but not all that deep. I mean,
All right, all
I
right,
guess
all
it's
right,
just
all right.
memes for you. All you can do is memes, man. You can't do anything else.
Cinnamon toast crunch. The milk and
Okay,
specifically the
better.
milk left over from eating cinnamon toast crunch
Okay, that's
cereal.
that's better. That's better. That's something. All right. Have you eaten any Trini food?
No, I haven't. No.
You haven't tried roti? What about Jamaican? I know they have some Jamaican places up
Well,
there.
I've had the Jamaican beef patties are like it's like a currency around here almost.
Yeah, I love beef patties as well. We eat out
Yeah,
in Trinidad as well. Yeah, well, sometimes you should try find yourself a nice roti shop.
yeah.
Roti is
It's
one of our national dishes.
I
You know,
recently tried. I know this isn't related. But I recently tried shawarma, so I've been on a bit of a new food kick. So maybe
yeah,
I'll give
go
roti.
go find some roti. It's when you bring someone down to Trinidad, we have them try doubles, but don't
Oh
try
yeah.
doubles outside of Trinidad. You have to be down here for that.
You ever
And
tried
was that? Heard what?
You ever tried poutine?
There was a poutine place that opened here a few years
You
ago,
have
but I don't think I
poutine in
tried it though.
Trinidad and Tobago? What? What? Okay,
Yeah,
I kind
there,
of have to go and try
I,
the
s-
poutine there. Oh
I
my
saw a
goodness.
poutine place. It's not like Colombian food though. I think it's from
No,
somewhere else in
poutine
Latin America.
is Canadian, man. Poutine is
Oh, it's
French fries with
Canadian.
yeah, it's French fries with cheese curds and gravy.
Right.
And the reason
Yeah, go
yeah,
on.
the reason it became popular was because in Quebec where it was cold as crap and they needed lots of dense calories, so that was the easiest, cheapest
To be
option for
honest
that.
with you, Graf,
Yeah,
like I remember sometimes somebody's like, "Oh, let's go try poutine." It's like, "Oh, what's that?" And it's like, "Hey, it's French fries with cheese and gravy." And I was like, "No, what are you even talking
it
about?
doesn't
What are, what
sound
are
good.
you what are you even telling me? Get the frick out of here. Let's go get something else." I'm sorry.
Wait,
I'm sorry, all the
else.
Canadians on the street. I'll try it someday, though. I promise.
All right.
All right, and we spoke a bit about your career before. Have you done any traveling? Have you visited anywhere?
I've never actually been off of North America. I've been down in Mexico. I used to go with my parents once a year when I was a tiny little kid.
Okay.
And I've been over a whole bunch of the East Coast of the United States for robotics competitions. So I've been all the way
Right.
down to Atlanta and a bunch of states on the way, and I've been down to like Pennsylvania, but haven't been I've been too far even around Canada. I've been all over Ontario for my hockey, and I've been to Quebec, and I've been out to the Maritimes once, which is like east where it meets the Atlantic Ocean. So I've been around a little bit, but I haven't really been off the continent.
Right, right. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I mean, Trinidad and Tobago is not too far, so
Mm.
listen,
Or
I tell everybody you wanna come vacation in Trinidad, I host y'all.
Yep. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
That'll be on the list for sure, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Warm.
We'll make that happen. We'll make that happen.
We'll come by in January when it's -30 here.
Yeah, for sure. And any other places around the world, you're sort of looking forward to seeing?
I've always wanted to go to England just because I was a big Beatles
Okay.
fan. Wanted to
Nice,
see a whole
nice.
places where they had been, and I kind of like the idea of wandering around Germany, getting drunk at various German beer establishments.
Right,
Something
right.
I just wander around and drink German beer at all the really good German beer places. They've got great beer there. I've had lots of German beer. I love it.
All right, excellent, excellent. All right. You mentioned, well, you talked a bit about beer, so I want to ask you about that. Have any pets?
I had a dog that passed away back in April, unfortunately.
Ooh, that's rough.
Yeah.
Did you ever make him part of the stream in any way?
The joke used to be when I would pause, I'd say "sec dog barking." Sorry, squirrel. Whenever I would check the tech tree, just as a joke, be like, "Ah, it's just my dog barking. I'm not definitely not looking at the tech tree." And so yeah, I had a bunch of commands set up. I think I had an emote at one point, but
Right.
that was that was gone before he passed a long time ago. So it was,
Oh, it's rough.
yeah, it's all right.
That's all right.
It is
Um,
unfortunate. But it is what
any
it is.
you watch movies or TV? Check out
Yeah.
any of
Oh
them?
yeah.
Yeah.
I love Archer. Animated Archer.
Oh, I
I
know
love
what
animated
Archer is.
adult comedy.
You love
Really.
animated stuff and old comedies. All right, nice, nice. Give me an old comedy that you like. What do you?
Um, any of the Monty Python films.
Okay. I saw
I
the
also
Holy
really like.
Grail earlier this year.
I was used to be partial to Life of Brian, but as I get older, I like the Holy Grail better.
Right, yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I get sick of controversy, and there is controversy in Life of Brian. And then I also really liked Naked Gun and
Right,
Airplane. Any
right.
old
Okay.
Leslie Nielsen movie is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, you're like a boomer.
I
Like
grew.
a boomer, girl.
My parents are pretty old. I'm not gonna lie. I grew up with
Okay.
like dad had me when he was 47 years old.
Oh
So, and
my
he was
God.
my dad was born before World War II ended.
Jesus. They said doing it at that age? God damn. Any- Anyway, you saw the last anime that I watched was Invincible on Amazon Prime. You see
Oh
that?
yeah, how's that? No, I haven't.
Oh, you haven't seen it? Oh, you gotta see that,
Oh,
bro.
all
That was
right.
incredible.
Cool.
I was
All right.
like, and that finale though, I was like, what the hell? No,
Mhm.
you gotta check that out, my dude.
All right, I
You haven't
will.
seen Invincible yet? Can't believe this.
No, I haven't. I got
Jesus.
honestly new animated comedy that I haven't or animated animation at all is on Amazon Prime, man.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of skeptical going in, but it totally, I don't like a
I'm
lot of things, you
in
know.
the middle of an interview.
Was that?
I'm googling things in the middle of an interview. I don't know what I'm
That's
doing.
fine. Listen, I don't get impressed too easily when it comes to like TVs and movies. I didn't like Game of Thrones. I was like, F that. Um, so when I tell you, something's worth the watch, believe
Yeah.
that's a Guan guarantee right there. It's a Guan guarantee, I guess we could. You watch
One.
anime at all? Since you like
I
animated stuff.
I've seen One Punch Man a little bit. That's about it.
One Punch Man's nice. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Okay. Okay. Give me one. Before I move on, give me one animated stuff that you like.
One animated stuff, like one.
Yeah, like one
So
show, an animated
Simpsons.
show.
I mean, I'm wearing Itchy and Scratchy, and
Oh,
I have a
nice.
shirt or a Homer Simpson hat on. So if I had to pick one animated television Simpsons any day of the week,
Well, I
even
mean, like
modern,
something in the last 5 years, something more
some
recent.
of the brand like actual mm, I mean, I would Mike Tyson's Mysteries.
Oh, I haven't heard of that.
So Mike Tyson had an animated short cartoon series. I think they're like 10 minutes long. The episodes. Norm Macdonald was actually in it, and
Nice.
Jim from Community. Um, it's really funny. If you've never seen Mike Tyson's Mysteries, you should check it out. It's hilarious. It's really it'll remind you a lot of my show, the randomness
Oh,
and
right, right, right.
you'll be like, oh, this is where Grathwrang gets a lot of his humor from is that style of
What, is it an
like.
old show?
I'm sorry,
Is it an older show?
it's like 4 years old, 3 4 years old.
Okay, it's
It's
not too
really,
bad. All right, interesting, interesting.
yeah,
All
it's
right.
really good. Mike Tyson's in it.
Yeah. Okay, we're over 2 hours now. I'm trying to
All
cut
right,
down. I'm trying to not do 3 hour interviews anymore. So let's see. But we're close to the end. Oh God, no, we have the whole Q&A to do. Jesus. Um, any other hobbies and interests that you want to share?
no,
Okay, that's fine.
I smoke
Um,
lots.
you smoke what?
I smoke lots of weed.
Okay, okay. Well, it's legal up there now, right?
It's illegal.
And you only started smoking when they
Going
made
on
it legal.
3-1, Franco.
You were never smoking before it was illegal. Only when it was legal were you smoking.
I mean, if you ask my lawyer that question, that's what he'll say.
Right, yes. Well, this is a legal friendly stream, my friend, so that's the
Correct.
official answer.
I would never do any illegal act, and neither should anybody who watches.
Vipsakan, yes, we did talk about robots, so you'll have to check out the VOD on YouTube. You have to check out the VOD on YouTube if you want to see a bit about his answer there. Okay,
Thank you,
okay.
bud.
All right. So so everyone, we're going into the Q&A. Let me put right type in the chat. Going into the Q&A. You don't mind if I ask them to ask the questions of my stream, right? It's easier to.
Yeah, that's cool, guys. If you
Right.
want to ask questions for this, go to Guan's stream, and one of my mods want to
Yeah.
shout him out. Well,
So in my stream, just tag my name at Gwen Franco and ask a question. What is your favorite color? So that's the first question. What's your favorite color?
green.
Wait, why that is up here? What's going on with my?
There we go.
There
Sorry,
we go.
I
There we
clicked
go.
on Discord. I just wanted to send a message on Discord. That's all.
There we go. All right. Anyway,
Apologies.
yeah, green. You know what? I have to tell the story every single new interview now. I asked Leary what his favorite color was, and he told me it depends.
When Mark is
ah,
on, after he's going blue, like
yeah, it was like, sometimes I like this color, and then when I'm playing, I like this color. It's like, okay, okay, bro. Like
fair enough. Actually, no,
AoE people.
I can get that. My favorite AOE color is teal, but my favorite color in real life is green.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I feel like green in the game blends in too much with some of the maps. Is that my tree line or is that just a bunch of villagers? Very excited, let's see. We had a question here from the infamous Myth. How satisfying is it knowing that you consistently maintain great viewership because of how fun, entertaining your streams are?
How satisfying is it? It's literally one of the only things that keeps me going when I'm having a bad day.
It's like a humble brag question, but yeah, you
Yeah.
go, you go. This is your chance to humble brag, my friend.
I don't know. That's literally what it is. When I have a bad day, that's what keeps me going. Is thinking about that's the thing I'm trying to go through over my head is how lucky I am to get to do this in front of people
Very
that support.
nice.
Even though I'm shit at Age of Empires 2, like I'm so lucky.
Okay, and again from Myth, you tried a neat idea with Twitch plays AoE. What other ideas that you can talk about do you see in the near future to continue building your stream?
Um, I think the main thing is that I'm running up into is the queue time between games is something that's actually kind of universal. Like most games that you play, you're going to have a queue
Right.
to match make in a lot of cases. So the content that I'm making is going to be applicable to any other game that I play that has a queue. So if I decide to even just like start a completely different Twitch channel,
Uh-huh.
so that's what I'm leaning into is doing more of the world building stuff, which is actually that's like the hardest stuff. Like I feel like right now people are so sick of the characters that I have because they've been around so long and they've done the same stuff for so long. It's hard to keep them fresh. So yeah, I don't know.
Okay. So you're gonna start a whole new channel then?
That's kind of a plan was to try another channel for uh streaming a different game.
Right,
Also
right.
moving to Facebook, but don't tell anybody that.
Okay, okay. Um, let's see. We had a question here from what's his name? It was. Well, I need to find his name. It or her name. I don't know why I assume it's a dude. Mooch Moose.
Yep.
Ask about the BSG light. What happened to it?
It was funny. Moosh Moose is actually like 11th in the world in games played. I don't know if you know that.
Oh,
He's
for
like,
real?
we bump into each other on the ladder every once in a while. So he's asking. He's asking. I used to have a backseat gaming light, which I was actually kind of proud of because I'd never seen it on another stream before. So I had a
Right,
traffic light that indicated the level of backseating that I was willing to accept based on my mood at the time. So I would have red for when I didn't want any backseating, especially if I would, which I'd put on sometimes even if I wasn't in a bad mood. Like if I was doing a meme strat, I don't want
right,
to see backseating when I'm Persian TC driving. Like no one, that's you know what I mean. Like that's not you're not being helpful in that case. You're just being obnoxious. And then I had yellow for when I wanted only serious helpful backseating and not like trolls, and green was just like
right.
red anything. I
Okay,
liked the
okay.
concept of it because I was in a mental space where I wasn't able to handle it without it. So it definitely served a purpose for me, and I could see its potential in a lot of places. But it's big, it's true, obtrusive. People constantly ask questions about it, which is kind of frustrating in and of itself. And then they also feel like they're restricted in what they can and can't say, which is really bad for chat. So
Right, right. Okay, I see you.
I'm 50
Um,
50 on if your chat needs that amount of regulation. You probably need better moderators,
right, right.
which is basically what my chat ended up. I just like mods just do more work was basically what I told them. I'm like, okay.
I just looked through. I just sent my stream over to the AOE2.net to show Moose Moose on the rankings.
Yeah.
Um, I see the most game played here is like 1800. I gotta interview that guy.
Oh yeah.
Okay, anyway. I don't see any other questions in here. Okay, maybe just ask it on the graph chat if you guys want. It's whatever. Oh, Vip Sakan asked, "What's your favorite game as a kid?" Not AOE. You have to say something
Super
else.
Mario World.
Sorry.
Closely Super Mario World for Super Nintendo. Closely followed by Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Okay, okay, good picks.
And maybe you could throw Link to the Past in there too.
Yeah. Julius Caesar asked Grath about what it is that makes him dislike playing team games on stream. He does enjoy them almost every time he does.
Team games. Uh there's so much social obligation in team games.
Right.
I feel like I'm either going to be letting my teammates down or I'm going to be disappointed in them, which is somehow worse. Because then you know what I mean? Like I don't want to be disappointed in my teammates. And my teammates are probably people that I like and want to spend time with. I've kind of tried to have been try to adjust that attitude. What helped me a lot is I don't play team games on stream. I play team games on other people's stream because then I can goof around and have fun. I don't have to worry about what my chat and people are going to think about what I do. I'm just having fun and goofing playing on other streams. Like it doesn't matter. And it's helped my mentality a lot, and I've enjoyed team games a lot more since then. Also, just the utility of being able to play higher elo players. Like you play in
Right,
a
right.
team game, you need to actually be able to match up. So, for instance, I played in a Roxy community game where I was playing up against Daniel. I got to try and trap Daniel's scout with gates. I was terrible at it, and I wasted a bunch of idle time. That felt like valuable, like some. It was fun. Like it was a valuable experience, enjoyable experience. And then I got to go and attack him with crossbows and try and kill him. Then when I watched the rest, man, I thought I was killing him, and I totally wasn't. He had 3 other town centers I didn't know about. Like it's that's that kind of stuff that you can't get out. You're never going to get that experience out of 1v1. So that's
Yeah,
what
that's
makes team
funny.
games good. My issue is that most of the time that's not what a team game is. That's why I don't do it on my stream.
Oh, okay. All right. Interesting, interesting. Um, I don't see any other questions here, so I mean, I'm also getting tired, so I'm okay to move on.
All
But
right,
I'll give you guys 30 seconds to ask a question and either chat. I got two got both up now, so
play my dance music, and then
that's
I'll do my chat soon. Hold on, where is it?
also where the memes. More
More me.
memes.
Like what do I got here? What can I do for
No,
ladies
not
and gentlemen?
you. I want the
Oh,
chat to send in the memes. Okay, they redeemed the meme. That's nice. That's good. I feel like this one like blocks too much of the screen though. And it's so long too.
oh, there's a
Okay.
lot of them that block out the stream. Those are
Yeah, I
actually my favorite
realized.
one because it kind of makes you forget that you're like, wait. Sometimes I've felt like looking down at the remote control and be like, wait, what am I watching? Oh yeah, it's Grathwrang stream, and then it cuts back and it's like, especially when it's like Homer Simpson about to scream, you just see him like open the door and then you're just like,
Right.
it's super cognitive dissonance. I'm sorry. God.
uh, well, okay, okay. All right. So Mooch Moose asks, why Khmer?
Why Khmer? They can do fast FC without buildings. The main thing for me was it's super forgiving for people who suck at Age of Empires too. So if you forget your buildings all the time, doesn't matter. You forget to drop farms, doesn't matter. Drop them late. Khmer, they make extra food really fast. Like
I thought that was
super.
Frank's. People who suck at AoE. Oh,
Thanks. Ooh,
got him.
ooh,
Got
ooh.
him. All right. Anyway. All right. Okay. So let's go into the final segment of the interview. Thank you everyone for the questions. I appreciate it. Um,
Lightning
let's
round.
see. Oh yeah, you know that. You've seen this before. I kind of forgot that you've seen a few of these interviews. I could have like prepared something a bit different here. Uh, but I mean, of course, it's okay, we pause the meme for this last segment though. Let's pause on the memes.
I want to pause the meme, but I can't without doing like a whole bunch of other things I don't want to do. So
Okay. Okay,
we
we let this one ride out and then it's a long one. We let
it's a
this one
mod
ride out.
command. Okay, mods, let's not do any of the long mod commands for this
Oh my
section.
god.
You
Was
want
it
me to
like
turn the
10
meme off?
minutes? Why is it so long? Okay. All right. Okay, so let's give us 2 minutes here, folks. 2 minutes. Let's all right. Let's see. Well, I know you're ready. I don't have to ask you if you're ready. You know how this plays out.
Oh, yeah, I'm ready. Inception horn.
Let's see. All right. You ready?
Yes.
Remove one Civ from the game.
Burmese.
Remove one unique unit from the game.
Rambai.
What's your favorite Civ?
Khmer.
What's your favorite tech?
Karimba.
Trebuchets or catapults?
Trebuchets.
Which country would you add to AoE if given a choice?
Canada.
Every Canadian says that. I have to pause. Every single Canadian I've had on has
Not the
says
Algonquin.
Canada.
They're the most bloodthirsty of the Native American tribes that there were. They should 100% be
Anyway, would you rather fight one angry latch boar or 10 angry goats?
10 Angry Goats.
Favorite pro player?
Slam.
Favorite streamer?
Sushi Dragon.
Hey, Burgundians or Sicilian?
Sicilian.
Bohemians or Poles?
Poles.
Would you rather never being able to pick your civ or never being able to pick your map?
Never picked my map.
Reddit or AoE zone?
Reddit. Oh my God.
Joan of Arc?
Yes.
Screw you, Grad. You're prepared for this. Anyway, the color blue or the color cyan?
Cyan.
2v2 or 4v4?
Set them on fire.
What?
Burn them, destroy them, get them away from
Oh
me.
my
Next
God.
question.
Name one AoE pro you can take in a fist fight.
An AoE pro I could take in a fist fight?
Yeah.
Literally every single one. I'm
Except
6
for-
feet and I weigh 300 pounds. I'll kill him.
Except for Leary. Leary, the reason this question got taken in is because I asked Leary Roxy asked Leary if he could take Hera, and he got offended. He's like, "Of course, what are you talking about?"
Bro, none of them play hockey. I played hockey. I win.
Okay, good, fair enough. Who is hotter between an Huskar and an Eagle Warrior?
Huskar is jacked.
Kill, marry, smash. War Wagon, Loom, Aztec Monk.
I would absolutely smash Loom. I would kill the Aztec monk and I would marry the war wagon.
Okay, interesting choices. Arena or Mega Random?
Mega random.
Deathmatch or Empire Wars?
Deathmatch.
Franks?
No.
Free scream. Nomad or land nomad?
You bet. Got him.
Love. Have you been waiting to say that? Have you
Oh yeah.
literally going to be like, oh, if I ever up there, I'm gonna say
My
you
favorite thing to do, Guan, is I'll go into someone who's playing a nomad map and I'll just ask them if they're angry. And then they'll say, "Why would I be angry?" I said, "Nomad."
Moving along.
Got him.
Fat slab or Huang?
Huang.
Nobody else ever says fat slab.
That slab is what I don't know if they're gonna win, Huang. If it's more interesting to watch, Huang. If it's a better streamer, Huang.
Okay, anyways. Um,
Huang.
Age of Mythology or Age of Empires tree?
Mythology.
Okay. StarCraft or Command and Conquer?
StarCraft.
Halo or Call of Duty?
Call of Duty.
That's it.
That's
You
it.
did it.
Is there another one?
No. There's no other one, Mr. Grathwrang, who's seen too
Was
much of these interviews, so
hidden.
you know exactly. Listen, I mean, I'm sure we'll do another interview in the future. You know, you'll find some context. I'll make a brand new list just for you. I'll make a
All right.
new list just for you. Just for you.
All right, but
Okay.
go on, Franco. The real question is, what is a Grathwrang?
It's something to do with a lab, and then somebody's named Steve, and then somebody's brother died. It's very complicated. It happened like in the 50s. So, they weren't up to date with the video cameras around, so who knows? It's all a thing.
Actually, very accurate. I'm impressed. You know your lore.
Surprisingly. All right, okay. So that concludes the interview.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That was quite enjoyable.
Yeah, thank you for joining me here today. Let me put back on my camera here. I had a lot of fun. I think the audience had fun as well. Yeah. So thank you for the camera. Yeah. So thank you for the interview, Grath. Thank you for the Grath community. Thank you for everyone for the questions, for tuning in. I'll have you on some other time. So this has been lovely, and this
I'm
will
surprised you didn't
officially
ask to
conclude.
talk to any of the characters at any point, Quan. I was kind of expecting that. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I asked you about the characters, and you went into the wizard thing. I
You
didn't
want, you could do
know. I didn't know we could. Yeah, well, I didn't know that was on the plates.
if you want, I can get one of them to go through the questions on their own. I recommend Lubov.
Okay, let's get Lubov.
All right.
Wait, which questions? You mean the fast round?
Yeah, the fast round. I was
All
kind of.
right, well, let's give it a go again. Give me
All right.
Lubov, and we'll give it a go again.
All right, here. I'll put you in front of me. So there we go. Okay, let me know. What do you want? What do you want to talk about? Ask me questions. Go.
Okay, Lubov. Remove one Civ from the game.
Not Slav.
Remove one unique unit from the game.
Not Boyar.
What's your favorite Civ?
Why you fucking serious? Slav.
What's your favorite tech?
Druzina.
Okay. Trebuchets or catapults?
Baseball bat.
Which country would you add to AoE if given a choice?
I would somehow add Russia 5 times.
So we have Slav and we have East Russia or something, right? Something like that. Okay. Would you rather fight 1 angry Slav or 10 mini Slavs?
How many baseball bats are involved?
1 baseball bat.
Oh, easy. 10 Slavs. Baseball bat is easy. It can only be possessed by one person. Going to be possessed by Lubov.
Wow. Favorite pro player?
NBL.
Not Grathwrang? What kind of
Grathwrang's
loyalty is this?
He's terrible at AoE. One time I lost him. I saw him lose 250 elo in one day.
Hey, that's all of us, man. No, don't hate.
Not me.
Favorite streamer?
Okay, Grathwrang. Jesus.
I
Suck
get
it out.
it. Finally. Burgundians or Slavs?
This trick question. Slav.
Bohemians or Slavs?
Also trick question. Slav.
Burgundians or Sicilians?
Burgundians. I kind of like the shape of their tie.
Okay, all right. I was expecting that. Would you rather never being able to pick your civ or never being able to pick your map?
Eh, Lubov can survive in all kind of wilderness. I'll go with always being able to pick my sieve, please.
Right, because you could always pick
Oh,
Slavs, right?
exactly.
Reddit or AOE zone?
Siberia.
You know, I was supposed to ask Grathwrang this. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot a question.
Oh god,
New
I thought there
post.
was a question missing. Maybe I'll
um,
pass it.
Loop, you listening?
Yes, sir.
Jonavac?
Even Drogo.
Drogo?
Even Drogo.
Yes, even Drogo.
I AK-47.
Okay,
Kalishnikov.
that works out too. 2v2s or 4v4s?
4v4s. It's much more fun when you have 4 people being Slavs at the same time.
You mean 8 people being Slavs at the same time?
Oh shit! I didn't even think about that.
Ah, there you go.
Thank you.
Name one pro player you can take in a fist fight. No
Um,
baseball bats involved.
no baseball. Okay,
No
slam.
fist fight.
I slam. I see you on battlefield. Come fucking get me.
Okay. Pick one player to never lose a game against ever again. Oh, I didn't ask Wrath this either. What the hell?
The answer for Grathwrang would be a guy named Soda Pop that keeps beating me and has more games played than me on the ladder. The answer for Lubov would be anybody who doesn't have a baseball bat.
Right. Who is hotter between a Slav and a Slav?
Whichever one is squatting deeper.
I think you have the deepest squad there, my friend. I don't know if anybody's
Oh,
beating
thank
that.
you very much. I worked on it long time.
Kill, marry, smash. Listening?
Yes.
Slav, Slav,
Yes. Yes.
Slav.
Okay, basically, I kill all 3 of them. Don't fuck around with Slavs; they'll murder you
Oh
in your sleep.
no. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Arena or mega random?
Arena, Slavs, they like some walls around their big boom.
Yeah, okay. Nerf Slavs?
Oh fuck no.
That's a
Make them
wrong
stronger.
answer. Wrong answer.
Make
Wrong
double
answer.
boyard. They
No,
have
no,
to
no,
have
wrong.
boyard mounted on top
No,
of
wrong
boyard.
answer. Wrong answer. Wrong answer. We'll be moving on. Nomad or land nomad?
A land nomad. Slavs hate water.
Okay. Is that like a real life thing? I don't know. What's the
I don't know.
Okay. Fat Slav or Huang?
I like Fat Slav because it sounds kind of like Slav. Fat
Okay, fair
Slav.
enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Age of Mythology or Age of Empires 3?
Age of Mythology. I don't like concept of world continuing after Slav dominance.
Fair enough. StarCraft or Command and Conquer?
Command and Conquer, of course.
Of
It's not even
course. Because they're a cloud. Halo or Call of Duty?
Halo. I like the
Right.
sound the warthog makes when it explodes and sends a friend flying across the map using glitch.
Okay, that's very random. All right. Well, thank you for talking, Mr. Slav. I can't remember your real name, but
Lubov.
yeah, whatever. It's been a blast. Can I talk to Grathwrang now? Bad enough of
Sure.
you.
All right.
Get out of my screen. Get away from me.
Thank you for indulging me, God Franco.
That
I appreciate it.
was fun. Yeah, you should oh, it's just me on the couch now. I'm no longer a Slav. Excellent.
No longer Slav. Now you're
You
just
know,
chilling. Yeah.
we had a nice comedy set there. I think we could go back into some stand-up comedy, Maybe it's the rebirth of comic Grath.
I appreciate that.
Do you have like a year of improv experience?
That's actually one thing I never had before was the amount of improv experience that I have now. It's kind of making me want to do that more, but that's like
let's see.
we'll see.
Let's see. All right, let's see. Okay, so that officially concludes the video, and what a way to conclude! What a way for
Thanks so much, man. That was great.
yeah. All right.
It's so much fun.
All right. So I'm gonna end.